and welcome to Wednesday, June 18th, 1941. My name is Henry Chap, your host, and we have three programs on the docket tonight. We have The Adventures of Superman, The Lone Ranger, and the Texaco Star Theater. I will tell you all about those programs in just a little bit. If you enjoy the content of this channel, not only subscribe, but please donate to its upkeep. Because of the vintage radio, music, and films that we share, this channel does not qualify for YouTube monetization. Help motivate us to consistently post this wonderful content. We like to think that this channel is more interesting and entertaining than any other World War II channel on YouTube. Help us keep going by donating. In the expanded description section to this video, you will find two links for which to donate. One is for PayPal and the other is for a GoFundMe. If the GoFundMe link is outdated on this video, go to this channel's description or our latest video where you will find an updated link. Any little bit helps. If you love old-time radio, film, and music, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and click on the bell icon to get notifications as to when a new upload will premiere. If you are interested in World War II as much as I am, check out our other channel, the World War II newspaper channel. Expand the description section to this video and you will see a link that will take you there. Now I'd suggest listening to the latest upload to decide if it's your thing. Over there you will hear the Chicago Tribune read to you for between 90 minutes to 2 hours. You will get a much more detailed look about what it was like to actually live through World War II than I can give you just by sharing radio broadcasts. You will not only hear detailed news of the big battles and historical events, you will hear trivial facts about the war. You will hear news from the United States home front from the early stages of U.S. mobilization and war protests to Pearl Harbor and the ramping up of the war machine to the final victories and reconversion. You will hear every facet of American life change forever. I can't stress enough helping us out there by checking those two things out. My name is Henry Chap, your host, and tonight we only have three programs. We are definitely getting into the summer months as the big name programs are getting ready to leave the air. We have The Adventures of Superman, 7:15 in the evening over station WGN in Chicago. It was a syndicated show, so it was not a mutual network program, although it seems mutual because in New York it was carried on a mutual outlet also, WOR, but they carried it at 5:15. And then we have The Lone Ranger at 7:30 in the evening over the Mutual Network, and this episode of The Lone Ranger is titled Sunset House. And then we have at 8 o'clock over CBS, the Texaco Star Theater with Fred Allen, and this episode is titled No Blood and No Sand. And one thing you're going to want to listen to on this Texaco Star Theater is an actor who would be in a couple months hitting it big, but he is right now still a relatively unknown character actor, and that is Walter Tetley. He turns up on this Texaco Star Theater as a type of a Boy Scout, and I did not know that Mr. Tetley did any work in New York. I always looked at him as a Hollywood actor, a Hollywood character actor. He was always doing the programs such as Lux and other programs out in California, turning up as character actors once in a while. And many of you from my generation would know him as Sherman from Sherman and Mr. Peabody on those cartoons. If any of you know where I can hear an interview with Walter Tetley, I would love to hear it. He died in the early 1970s, I think in a motorcycle accident, if I'm not mistaken. And that was right as the nostalgia boom was beginning to hit. I don't know if there are any interviews that exist of him. I would love to hear one. On August 31st, 1941, he would have his one of his more famous roles as Leroy Forrester on The Great Gildersleeve, and we will be playing as many of those programs as I have. During the war years, there were many Gildersleeve shows missing, but we'll get into that when we begin that series. Let's turn on this old tube radio, that's our time machine, and give this stuff a listen.
Presenting the transcription feature, Superman! It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman! Yes, it's Superman, strange visitor from the planet Krypton, who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. Superman, who can leap tall buildings at a single bound, race a speeding bullet to its target, bend steel in his bare hands, and who, disguised as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper, fights a never-ending battle for truth and justice.
And now to our story. In an attempt to round up a gang of espionage agents led by Dr. Deutsch, and to discover the details of Deutsch's master plan to rule the world, Clark Kent and young Jimmy Olsen have had some hair-raising adventures. At the moment, we find them on the shore of a cove near the espionage gang's former hideout. They're crouched behind a bush, watching a man pulling a speedboat out of the concealing rushes at the water's edge. Cautioning Jimmy to keep low and not make a sound, Kent crawls through the darkness toward the speedboat. Unaware that he's being observed, the mysterious man removes the protective canvas from the speedboat and is about to step into it and cast off when Kent leaps at him.
Oh, no, you don't. This should quiet you. It did. Okay, Jimmy.
Gosh, you sure popped him, Mr. Kent. Who is he?
Get that flashlight he dropped and shine it in his face.
Okay, I hope it still works. There you are, right in his face.
Great Scott.
What's the matter, Mr. Kent?
Why, it's Lewis, the Secret Service man.
Who?
Lewis, the Secret Service man attached to the naval base. I thought Deutsch had gotten rid of him. Dip this handkerchief in the water, Jimmy, and we'll try and bring him to.
All right. Here you are.
Thanks. I could have sworn Lewis was dead.
When did you see him last, Mr. Kent?
Almost a week ago. Don't you remember he called for me at the Daily Planet office to drive me to the naval base?
Oh, that's right. And then neither of you showed up at the base.
We stopped off to take a look at Deutsch's hideout up on the cliff. And the caretaker of the house told us Deutsch was operating from a shack back there in the woods. Lewis and I sneaked up on the shack, and there were some shots, and that was the last I saw of him.
Oh, he's coming to, Mr.
Yeah.
Kent. Boy, look at that lump on his jaw.
Wet the handkerchief again, Jimmy, will you?
Okay. What do you think he was doing down here at this time of night, Mr. Kent?
Thanks. I don't know, Jimmy.
Oh, what hit me?
I'm afraid I did, Lewis. Prop the light up on that piece of driftwood, Jimmy, so he can see us.
Okay.
That's fine.
Kent.
Hello, Lewis.
Kent, what are you doing here?
I suppose I could ask the same question. I'd given you up for dead.
I came pretty close to cashing in, Kent. That night we rushed Deutsch's shack. I stopped a bullet, but I managed to crawl into the woods before they could find me.
That was less than a week ago. How was it you're up and around?
Well, it was just a flesh wound, and it healed fast. But what about you? Do you realize the police of 5 states are trying to locate you? What in heaven's name are you doing here, and who's this boy with you?
Oh, I'm sorry. This is Jimmy Olsen, our head copy boy on the paper.
I'm glad to meet you, Mr. Lewis.
Hello, Jimmy. Now, Kent, please unravel this thing for me. I don't mind the wallop you gave me, despite the fact that I'll feel it for days. But I must know how you happen to be here.
That's a long story, Lewis. Suppose you tell me yours first. Why the midnight trip in a hidden speedboat?
Well, you see, we got a report that one of Deutsch's boats was laying 10 miles offshore. And I was going out to investigate.
Did you hear that, Mr. Kent?
Well, do you know something about the boat?
Oh, I know something. Oh, we were on it. It blew up.
Just a minute, Jimmy. Did you plan to go out after that boat alone, Lewis?
Oh, of course not. 2 Coast Guard cutters are looking for it now. I was going to join them.
Well, they won't find it. Because it blew up about 20 minutes ago.
Blew up? But the boy said you were on board.
We were.
Kent, this doesn't make sense. If you were on the boat and it blew up 10 miles offshore, how did you and the boy reach land?
We were very lucky.
What were you doing on the boat in the first place?
Well, you see, Lewis, I've learned a lot about our friend Dr. Deutsch since I last saw you. He's operating from a place called Volcano Island, some 500 miles out to sea.
What's he doing there?
Mining radium.
Radium?
That's right. He needs 12 ounces of radium to work his so-called master plan. Jimmy and I were on the island, and we escaped in a plane that was supposed to be carrying radium concealed in books to this boat you're talking about. There were 2 men on the boat. We overpowered them and tied them up in the stern compartment. They kept talking about their boss, so we decided to hang around and see whether the boss would eventually show up.
Oh, you mean Dr. Deutsch?
Oh, no, not Deutsch. There's another boss.
Who?
Well, to make a long story short, our 2 prisoners got loose, set the boat on fire, and escaped in a dinghy. Before I could stop the fire, it reached the gas tanks, and she blew up. Fortunately, both Jimmy and myself were thrown clear, and we swam to shore.
Is Deutsch still on this volcano island?
That's where we left him, together with his gang.
Oh, then all we have to do is surround the island and get them.
Oh, no, it isn't as easy as all that. The dead volcano on the island has been carved into a labyrinth of tunnels and rooms. They could hold out for months.
Not against aerial bombs. We could blow it off the face of the earth.
I'd rather not see that done, Lewis. In the first place, the Fitchblende mines on the island are the best source of radium in the world. since radium is such a powerful weapon against so many human diseases, well, it would be a crime to destroy them. In the second place, Deutsch and his men should be captured alive and made to stand trial, so that the world will realize that we, here in America, refuse to tolerate dictators.
Perhaps you're right. Well, what do you suggest?
I've been thinking of how to trick Deutsch into revealing his master plan before he's captured, but it means going back to the island.
I'll go with you, Kent.
Oh, gosh, don't leave me out.
I'm afraid you'll have to be left out, Jimmy. This is dangerous business.
Oh, please, Mr. Kent. I've been in on it all along and nothing happened to me.
Well, we can't count on miracles, Jim.
Oh, gee, that's not fair.
I think we'd better get going, Kent.
Right.
I'll have to arrange for a seaplane, and that may take some time. My car's parked on the road.
I've got to get to a phone and call Mr. White at the office. He must have given us up for lost.
Oh, please, Mr. Kent, couldn't I go along with you, please?
I think you've had enough excitement to last you a long time, Jim.
I won't bother you. Honest, I won't.
Here's the car. Hop in.
Okay.
Please, Mr. Kent.
No, Jimmy.
Perry White speaking.
Mr. White, this is Clark Kent.
Kent! Well, where in the name of heaven are you?
In a drugstore telephone booth. I just called to tell you that Jimmy and I are all right.
Well, it's about time. Where have you been?
Well, it's a long story, Mr. White.
Then you'd better come in and write it. That's what we're paying you for, to write stories, not to vanish for 5 days. If you're not in this office in 30 minutes, you're fired.
Now, wait a minute, Mr. White. You don't understand.
All I understand is that you've kept me up day and night worrying about you.
But, Mr. White, I've located Dr. Deutsch.
Huh? What?
He's on an island. Lewis, the Secret Service man, is arranging for a seaplane to take us both to the island immediately.
That's what you think.
Mr. White, it'll be a tremendous scoop for the Daily Planet if we catch Deutsch.
I don't care about the scoop. There's something a lot more important on my mind.
You don't understand, Mr. White.
Then I'll tell you. I have something personal to settle with Rat Deutsch, and I'm going along with you.
But you can't.
Oh, is that so? Well, if I don't go, you don't go. And that's final.
Okay. It's dangerous.
Listen, you young pup. I was mixed up in dangerous things before you cut your first tooth. Where's the seaplane?
Municipal base.
I'll be there in 10 minutes. And you wait for me. Goodbye. O'Brien.
Yes, sir.
Call Lois Lane, the naval base. Tell her we've located Kent and Jimmy Olsen. She'll tell Commander Lee. I'm going out, and I don't know when I'll be back.
Yes, sir.
Kent, sometimes you amaze me. It's perfectly all right to take this young whippersnapper to an island 500 miles out to sea, but you argue with me over the phone about my going along.
Well, Jimmy was supposed to stay behind, but he made such a fuss, I had to take him.
Oh, he did he?
Well, how can I ever learn to be a reporter if I don't cover stories, Mr. White?
I'll cover you with a good leather strap. Reporter.
Everything all right, Lewis?
Yes, perfect. I'm following the course you gave me. We should be sighting the island soon.
You certainly handle a plane like a veteran.
I should, with better than 5,000 hours of flying to my credit.
Where do we land? On the island?
This is a seaplane, Mr. White.
It can only land on water.
I don't need you to tell me where a seaplane can land.
I'm sorry.
Kent,
Yes?
what are those lights up ahead? You see? One red, one green.
Where?
Just up ahead there.
Oh, yes. Those must be the channel markers near the island. Yeah, that's what they are. Keep clear of them. They mark the reefs.
All right.
Yeah, I can see the west side of the island now, almost below us.
Yes, I see it. Water's deep there. We can land and taxi right up to the beach.
How do you know the water's deep?
Well, I can tell from the color of it. We're lucky there's a moon.
Yes, very lucky.
Now, hold on. Here we go.
Well, you brought that plane in perfectly, Lewis. I never thought we'd get close enough to be able to wade into shore. You all right, Jimmy? And you, Mr. White?
Oh, sure.
Well, I'm a little wet, but that doesn't matter. Now what?
I was thinking, Kent, that since you know the island, maybe you'd better go on ahead and see whether everything's clear.
Good idea. You have a gun on you?
Yes.
All right. In case anyone discovers you before I return, fire one shot.
Ken.
Yeah?
Do you think it's wise to go on alone, unarmed? Why not take Lewis with you? Jimmy and I can wait here.
I wouldn't want to leave you and the boy alone, Mr. White. Kent can take care of himself.
Of course I can. Chances are everyone on the island's asleep. I don't see any lights. I'll just look around and come back. Just you sit tight and don't worry.
I don't like him going off on his own.
Oh, it doesn't bother Mr. Kent.
Nobody asked your opinion. Why didn't you go along with him, Lewis? You're the only one carrying a gun.
For two reasons, Mr. White. Number one, I've got something else to do. Number two, I need the gun for you and our young friend here.
Put your hands up, both of you. What's the meaning of this,
Put
Lewis?
your hands up. That's better.
This is your idea of a joke, Lewis.
This isn't a joke, Mr. White. Far from it. You and little Jimmy have stepped into a trap. A trap that has already swallowed your bright reporter, Clark Kent. Now, take a good look at the sky, because it's the last time either of you will see it. All set? Start walking in that direction. Go ahead.
Dazed, Jimmy and Mr. White follow Lewis' instructions to the point of a gun, unable to fathom the strange turn of events. What is the answer to it? Why has the Secret Service man suddenly turned on his friends? Don't forget to tune in next time for the thrilling conclusion to the story of espionage on Volcano Island.
Don't forget, tune in again for the next thrilling episode with Superman.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman. Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Action Comics magazine.
Stay tuned next for The Lone Ranger.
Fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo silver, the Lone Ranger. Days of the western United States, outlaws roamed the frontier, and it was not until the masked rider of the plains started his great fight for justice that the honest settlers found peace and security in their new homes. The Lone Ranger's strength and courage, his daring and resourcefulness blazed the trail for law and order, and finally made possible the winning of the West. Return with us now to those thrilling days of yesteryear. From out of the past come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse Silver. The Lone Ranger rides again.
Come on, Silver! Tunnel's waiting on the trail ahead. We've got to hurry. Hi-yo, Silver! Hi!
To the east of Sunset Ridge, the range country stretched for miles. To the west was Nugget Valley, rich in gold and silver. On the crest of the ridge was Sunset House, owned and run by Stanford Moore, where cattlemen and miners met every night. By sunrise, they were usually gone, and Diana Moore, dressed for an early morning ride, was surprised to hear voices in the gambling room as she descended to the first floor. Curiosity made her open the door, and there she saw her father behind the roulette wheel. 4 men faced him.
Oh,
Don't go, Diana. I want you to meet some newcomers to Sunset House. My daughter, gentlemen.
Glory of the morning sunrise.
thank you.
His name is Mike Riley, Diana. He came in here this evening with $10, and he's run it up to 10,000.
My congratulations.
The luck of the Irish, miss. But you can rest assured your father will get it all back before I leave this part of the country.
Jim Tolliver, Diana. He's from Texas, and he's bought the barium spread.
Howdy.
How do you do, sir?
Brett Hayden. He's bought the Golden Lady mine.
The Golden Lady? Well, that's worth a fortune.
It'll have to be worth 2 fortunes for me to make any money on it.
Well, I must say that you've been dealing with men of means this evening, Father.
Ah, that's what we are. Though my means are a little recent.
Well, you can't include me. My means have disappeared.
Eric Morrow, Diana.
I'm sorry if you've lost.
In the last 100, Miss Diana, your father promised us one more turn of the wheel, and it goes on 17. Perhaps you'll bring me luck.
And if I don't?
Then I'll ask Hayden for a job.
So how can you work in a hole in the ground when there's a broad range on the other side of the ridge? Why don't you follow my example? Win or lose, I'm asking Tolliver for the job.
If you mean it, you're on. I notice your guns are strapped low.
Yours are, too.
I might point out that all of you gentlemen follow the same style. Now, brace your bets.
Do you know anything about mining, Eric?
No?
Then why do you want to work for me?
Oh, I'd like to learn.
It's a deal.
Only if number 17 loses.
There she goes.
Father, do you have enough money to
Quiet.
cover it?
The 00, gentlemen.
Nice haul for you, Moore.
Well, clean the board. Ah, you can cash these in.
Diana, the money's in the drawer. Will you pay them off?
Of course.
If I'd only known he was your father, Miss Diana, I'd never have bet against him.
That wouldn't have been a favor.
But I'm glad for one thing. At least I'll have money to bring me back here again.
There it is, Mr. Riley. Your chips, Mr. Tolliver.
Here you are. I wish I had the Irishman's gift of gab. I'm not sold, Miss Diana, that I don't appreciate a pretty face.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Hayden,
No chips this morning, but I'll have better luck the next time.
you'll come again?
You can depend on it. Well, Eric?
I'm riding with you. Goodbye, Miss Diana. Maybe a long time, but I'll be back, too.
You're always welcome, whether you care to gamble or not.
Thanks.
We're out of this, Tolliver. Too old. I never knew you to count yourself out of anything. What's that? You heard me. Brent. It was so long ago, I figured you'd forgotten. Nice for you if I had. I'm not worried. Come on, Mark.
See you later, miss.
You and Tolliver have met before, Hayden.
It's all right. If we got anything to settle between us, it won't be here. Ready, Eric?
All set. Goodbye, Miss Diana.
Goodbye, Eric. Oh, I hated that. Promised me I'd never have to come into this room again.
Well, there were only 4 of them.
Using me as bait.
You were smart, Diana, and it won't hurt you to give my customers a smile now and then. I notice it comes sort of easy for Eric.
I felt sorry for him. He'd lost every penny. He's young and...
Good looking.
This is no place for him.
Between the 2 of them, I'll put my money on Mike.
What's that?
What's what?
That paper on the floor.
Maybe one of them used it to figure out a system.
It's a letter.
Who dropped it?
I don't know.
What's the matter with you? You're white as a sheet.
This letter was written to the Hawk. One of those men is the Hawk.
Let me see it.
Well?
There's no way of telling.
Of course not. No one's ever seen his face, but he's worth killing the whole West. What are we going to do, Stan?
Nothing.
We've got to. He'll come back here and clean us out. He won't even stop at murder. You know that.
I'm tearing this up.
Wait.
Forget that you found this. Forget that you ever read it. When you're dealing with a Hawk, the less you know, the better.
But which one of them?
There's no way of telling. They're all new here. They all wear their guns strapped low. You'll have to be careful, that's all. And as for you...
What?
Don't open your mouth. If you do...
You can't threaten me.
No?
And a name can't make me afraid. If I can help capture the Hawk, I will.
All right, my lady, go ahead. But just remember that I warned you. The Hawk's a tough customer. A very tough customer. When it comes to the showdown, don't expect me to back you up. You'll be playing a lone hand.
It was 2 weeks later that Diana was riding along the trail that followed the crest of the ridge. Suddenly she reined up. An Indian mounted on a paint horse had broken over the cover of the trees and galloped toward her.
An Indian? I don't have my gun.
Hi!
Friendly, thank goodness. What do you want?
Tonto bring you this.
Tonto?
Here.
A silver bullet.
Ah,
You brought it from him. This means he got the message I sent to the Padre.
that's right.
And he's camped near here.
Not far.
Can you take me to him?
Him not want you go to camp. That maybe put you in danger.
I feel safe now that the Lone Ranger's around.
You not tell anybody him here.
I understand.
Where him find men you write about?
Brent Hayden and Eric Morrow at the Golden Lady Mine. That's in Nugget Valley to the west. You'll find Tolliver, Mike Riley at the Barham Ranch.
Ah,
They come to the Sunset House a lot, though, especially Eric and Mike. I could point them out to you there. There's a balcony runs around the house. I'll make it a point to be waiting on the south side between 11 o'clock and midnight tonight. You tell the masked man that if he wants to see me, I'll be waiting there.
time to do it. Get him up, Scout.
Adios.
I've noticed the balcony, Tonto. From there, she could let us into one of the second-floor rooms. Then there must be some way to get a look at the gambling room.
Maybe so.
But first, I want to find out what's going on at the mine and the ranch.
And where you start?
The mine. Here, Silver.
Here, Scout.
We'll start for Nugget Valley now. We ought to reach it just after dark.
And that's good time.
Even if Morrow and Hayden plan to visit Sunset House tonight, they wouldn't go until later. Come on, Silver.
Get him up, Scout. It'd get dark quick down in here in the valley.
Yes, we wouldn't be able to see the trail at all if it weren't for the moon.
Their cabin up ahead.
And that must be the mine beyond them. That's strange, Tonto.
And use blasting powder.
It's so late. The day's work should be over.
We ride on?
We'll get as close as we can without being seen. Come on, Silver.
Get him up, Scout.
Blackie, you take 6 minutes to scout around, see if you can find anybody in the woods.
Right away.
The rest of you get back to your grub. There's nothing we can do about clearing out the tunnel a little more.
Brent, I'd like to talk to you for a minute.
What about it?
Explosion.
Oh, come on in. Got any idea who set the party?
Well, I'm just remembering something.
How did it?
Well, this was a week ago. I can't forget how you and Tolliver looked at each other that night up at Sunset House. A man would think there was some kind of feud between you.
A man wouldn't be far wrong.
Oh, I don't aim to mix into anything that's none of my business.
No reason why you shouldn't know about it. 10 years ago, Tolliver and me was sort of long-distance partners in the cattle business. He'd buy cattle in the Panhandle and have a trail to Seymour City. That's where my office was. I'd sell it and we'd split the profits.
You didn't call yourself Hayden, then?
I've used a lot of names in my time. Just let that go.
Sure. Well, what happened between you and Tolliver?
Well, once I had 3,000 head in my hands. 1,000 belonged to me alone. The other 2 was mine and Tolliver's. I could feel a break in the market coming, so I sold my own beef first. I was right about the break. Got next to nothing for the rest.
You can't blame Tolliver for not liking it.
I didn't blame him. It was business, that's all.
Not in my kind of business.
You're on the young side, kid. Maybe your ideas will change when you grow older.
Maybe not. Anyway, if I was Tolliver, I'd try to get even.
I kept out of his way.
Up until now, you mean?
Huh?
Well, I wouldn't forget a deal like that, no matter how long it was.
Are you suggesting that...
If I had some tough hombres working for me, including a gunman called Mike Riley, I'd figure out some way to use their talents.
Did you see any cowboys around here this afternoon?
Not a one.
Then what makes you think that...
I'm not thinking at all, Brent. That's your job.
One man could have set that party. Just wait till dark, use a long fuse. He could have been on his way up the ridge before the blast.
Up the ridge and down the other side, unless he stopped at the Sunset House to say hello to Miss Diana.
Yeah. He won't get away with it. Maybe he thinks I'm going soft just because I bought a mine and started being respectable. He'll learn different.
How?
I figure you're just as handy with your guns as Mike. You can have as many of the boys as you want. Take them over to the bar and shoot the place up a little. Then drive off and upstairs to pay for the damage they did here.
No, thanks.
Yella?
You don't mean that, or I'd prove you were wrong.
Well, what's the idea? You're working for me, ain't you?
Not on that job. I'd say the score was even. Why not let it stay that way?
I don't like things to stay even.
Well, that's your business. But you told me too much about it.
All right. I'll send Blackie.
Go on talking. Not about that, though.
Huh?
Give me some orders about clearing out the tunnel.
What's got into you?
I think somebody's been outside listening. Seems to me I saw a face at that open window a minute ago. Go ahead, talk.
Now about tomorrow. We can't go on with the work until the tunnel's cleared and timbered fresh.
Go on. I'm going to work my way to the door.
That means we'll have to put some of the boys to cutting down some trees. Blackie can take charge of them.
Go on.
Anybody out there?
There was. I'm just looking at the tracks.
That's easy enough to tell, and all the boys in camp wore hobnails.
These marks were made by...
Yeah. A cowhand. Maybe Riley. They're heading for the woods. Let's get after them.
Too late for that. Look.
A white horse and a pace.
Straight up the trail.
Open fire.
They're out of range.
That's all right. Blackie and the boys rode that way. They'll stop them. Riley and his sidekick won't get out of this alive.
There, men, come down trail, Kemosabe.
Into the trees, Tonto.
And see us.
Faster, Silver, faster. Hi-yo, Silver! Hi!
Curtain falls on the first act of our Lone Ranger story. Before the next exciting scenes, please permit us to pause for just a few moments.
Now to continue our story. The Lone Ranger and Tonto lost their pursuers on the thickly wooded slope of the ridge, and then cutting back to the trail, raced toward the summit and Sunset House. It was after 11 when they reined up beneath the southern balcony.
There, girl.
Tonto?
Me bring friend.
Can you come down here?
Not without my father knowing.
We'll find a way to get up there. And your rope, Tonto.
Here. What you do?
Rope that post, and we can pull ourselves up hand over hand.
You catch him good.
Follow me.
All right. All four of them are downstairs now. This door here leads to my parlor. I can take you through that and down the hall. The gambling room is 2 stories high. There's a window from the hall that opens into it. You can see everything from there.
It won't do any good, Miss Diana. I picked up the trail of the hawk and lost it for nearly a year. I've never seen him, and no one has ever been able to give me a good description.
People not tell same thing.
Were you able to learn anything at the mine?
Only that 10 years ago, Brent and Tolliver were in the cattle business. Either of them might have turned outlaws since then. We don't know anything about Eric or Mike.
I only hope that...
That what?
It doesn't matter. You'll find out the truth, I'm sure of it.
Will you help us?
I'll do anything you say.
Do you still have that bullet I sent you?
Of course, I wouldn't part with it for the world.
And I'll give you another one. Here.
Well, thank you, but what do you want me to do with it?
The hawk once said the bullet hadn't been made to kill him.
Not even Silver Bullet or Lone Ranger.
He knows that we've been on his trail, and we may be able to use this bullet to trap him. You won't be in any danger. Either Tonto or I will take care of the man who goes for his gun.
I don't understand.
You will in a moment. Here's my plan.
Well, what's got into you? Coming down here of your own free will.
I have some business to attend to.
What do you mean? What sort of business? Diana!
It is, Jim. You can pinch yourself, you'll find you're not dreaming. The most lovely lady in the whole world.
Never mind that, Mike.
Let me warn you, Diana. Don't pay no attention to this hombre's blarney. I've been able to size him up during the past week, and he's nothing but an ornery coyote.
Sure, and she knows that. But what woman is there who doesn't like a bad man?
A great many, Mr. Riley, including me.
But think what a good time we'd have after we were married.
given my black heart a coat of whitewash.
I came to ask you a favor, both of you.
Anything at all.
Jim?
Sure.
Then just walk upstairs and down the hall to the parlor. Wait for me in there.
Then what?
Just wait. I won't be long.
Sure?
I'm sure. They were over there by the faro table just a minute ago.
If I hadn't given more of my promise, there wouldn't be any trouble here. That pump a boat full of lead.
Well, they'd give you a nice hanging. You know, I was just thinking that with both Riley and Tolliver here, tonight might be a good night.
For what?
For what you were talking about.
I thought you weren't interested.
Well, I won't have any part of it myself, but I don't mind taking a message to the boys. You can stay here so you won't be accused of anything, and I can stay at the mine, just to stand guard, sort of.
Go ahead.
Oh, wait a minute, Eric. You're not leaving, are you?
Well, I have to. Brent wants me to ride back to the mine.
He can stay just a little longer, can't he, Brent? I want to ask a favor of both of you.
What do you mean?
I'll tell you that when we get upstairs. It won't take a minute. Please.
Well, sure, Eric. You can stay for a minute.
Thank you, Brent. Come on.
If you don't mind, I'll come too. I'd like to know what this mystery is all about.
Well, come ahead, Father. You'll soon find out.
Explanation of this nonsense at once, Diana.
It isn't nonsense, and you know it.
If it has anything to do with that...
Yes, Father, it has.
I told
And now
you...
I'm going to tell everybody else here. Gentlemen, I want you to remember back to that first night you came here. One of you dropped a letter as he left, and that letter had been written to...
No! Diana, perhaps we haven't always agreed about certain things. Perhaps I haven't treated you well. But believe me, I love you. And if you say that word... whoever it is will murder you.
Dan, you mean that you really care for me?
I'm your father.
And I'm your daughter. But you needn't be afraid for me.
Please, Charlie.
I've got to go on.
And I'm drawn on the first coyote that gets ornery.
That goes for me.
Me too.
You ain't said nothing, Jim.
I'm just wondering how Moore could be so all fired upset when we're so upright and honorable.
You'll find that out in a minute. I told you we found a letter. That letter was written to the Hawk. You see, Stan, they haven't shot me. But I'm just as sure of it as I was then. One of you four is the Hawk.
Well, let it go at that.
That's what you said a week ago. I couldn't. I sent word to the one man who's more than a match for him. And today I got my reply. I have it here in my hand. Look.
Well, what is it?
It's a bullet.
A silver bullet. And that...
Go on, say it. That means the Lone Ranger.
Yes, the Lone Ranger. I've brought you all together so he could see you and make sure.
Huh?
He's waiting just outside the door on that balcony, and now he's ready to...
Reach for the ceiling, Hawk.
No, you don't.
The lamp! He knocked the lamp over.
Stop him. Don't let him out that door. Look out, Tonto. He's coming outside.
We'll help. Which way to go?
Let me through. Out of the way. Tonto, are you all right?
Me start to open door when him come out. Him hit me overhead with gun butt. He's going down the front stairs. I'll yell for the boys to stop him. You go after him.
Right.
They'll see him from here. He's grabbed the gold dust from the cashier. He's running out the front door. He's getting away.
He hasn't done it yet.
Boys, why didn't some of you stop him?
Stand aside.
Make way for the masked man. It's a Lone Ranger. Don't you hear me? Clear the way. That was the Hawk that came through here. There he goes. You can't hit him. He's into the trees.
Yeah, he's taking my horse with him. He's looking forward to a long ride, and that's what he'll have.
You go after him.
Just as fast as Silver can carry me. Here, Silver.
Here, Scout. You want Tonto right at you?
Stay here, Tonto. Get Moore to round up a posse and then follow my trail.
That's good.
Steady, Silver. Hip.
Good luck.
Hi-yo, Silver! Away!
The Hawk had headed east and plunged down the steep slope of the ridge toward the level rangeland. With unerring instinct, the great horse Silver followed the broken trail. But the Hawk was desperate and took desperate chances with his mount and the horse he led. He reached the plain ahead of the Lone Ranger and turned toward the north. For 15 minutes, the gap between them widened, but at last Silver reached the plain as well.
Level ground, boy. Now we can travel. Faster, Silver!
The silver-shod hooves spurned the ground faster and faster, closer and closer to the outlaw mounted on a black and leading a sorrel. Then the hawk turned and fired. The Lone Ranger held Silver in check.
Steady there, boy. He's a good shot. I don't want to take any chances on your being hit. We'll keep just out of range until he empties his other gun. He won't be able to reload while he's leading that second horse. There. They're both empty. He knows he can't reload. He's going to change to the sorrel. It's our chance to move in, boy. Faster, Silver! Faster!
The outlaw's change of mounts took time, but the great white horse seemed to close the gap between them in an instant. When Eric the Hawk was set in the saddle of the fresher horse, he looked back and saw there would be no chance to reload before the Lone Ranger would be on top of him. He yanked the sorrel to a stop and swung himself to the ground.
All right, masked man, you got me. You can use your gun if you want to, but I'm not hoisting mine.
Then we'll fight it out without guns.
Yeah?
My guns go in the saddlebag.
That's big talk. Get rid of them before you...
There.
Why, you fool! I got a knife!
I thought you might have. Now try and use it.
The blade flashed in the moonlight, but the Lone Ranger had caught the outlaw's arm. Slowly, he forced it back inch by inch. Then a quick twist, and the cold steel dropped into the dust. The odds were even, but the outlaw turned limp in the masked man's grasp and begged for mercy.
Oh, no! Don't take me back to them. They'll hang me.
Turning Yellow Hawk.
I got $1,000 in gold dust. You can have it all.
Just answer a few questions. Did you set that blast in the golden lady mine?
Yeah, I did. I confess.
Why?
I'll confess everything. I wanted to get Brent's shorts out of her. I wanted to send all the boys over to the bar and they could clean out his safe. We could go back there, masked man, you and me. There's $50,000 in dust in that safe.
You're going back to Texas.
No.
The Long Trail, Hawk, with justice waiting at the end.
And the following morning, as another sunrise gilded the Sunset House, Diana and Mike watched the Lone Ranger, Tonto, and the Hawk head down the trail toward the east.
Well, there they go, Mike. I'm glad it isn't you that's going with them.
Me? And what are you talking about? Did you put any stock in those lying words that Jim spoke of me?
There was no way I could tell. You did wear your gun strapped low.
But that's only because I'm the most peaceable man in the world. It was a great bluff and nothing else to wear my gun so.
You are sure of that, Mike?
But at least I've never killed a man. And if there have been things in my past I'm ashamed of, the like will never happen again. Just meeting the Lone Ranger has meant an awful lot to me.
And to me, too. Look, Mike.
What have you there now?
2 silver bullets. He gave them to me. This is the one that caught the hawk. And now I'm giving it to you.
It is a generous gift. My heart is grateful.
Somehow, I can't explain it, but I feel that these bullets will bring us happiness.
Good luck and good cheer through all the year.
Through all the years, Mike. Through all the years.
just heard is a copyrighted feature of the Lone Ranger Incorporated.
Stay tuned next for the Texaco Star Theater starring Fred Allen.
The Texaco Star Theater. The more than 45,000 Texaco dealers from coast to coast welcome you to an hour of mirth and melody. With our star comedian, Fred Allen, Kenny Baker and Portland Hopper, Win Murray and Al Goodman's orchestra. It's Texaco time. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've been looking for relief from the warm weather, we now present that comic cyclone.
Yes.
That breezy buffoon.
Here.
That Zephyr Zany.
Yay,
in other words, that bag of wind. Fred Allen in person.
Thank you, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what's going on here. The program starts, and Mr. Goodman, the first thing, leaves out a chord. Could we have that chord now? Could we play the chord, after all? Very good. As long as you're in here, you may as well get the whole program. And now, the show started, and Jimmy, you were over there. Now, you can make it faster from over there to the microphone. Go ahead, now, try it again.
Got it this way.
Yes, you can. You can. Come on, and here he is. How's
that?
All right.
Got it?
Now, the next thing don't laugh now. Your mustache goes up your nose when you do it. And another thing I want to take up with you before I forget it, about this opening here. You just called me a bag of wind. Now, speaking of wind, Mr. Wallington, you are no air pocket yourself. You have called me some terrible things on this program, Mr. W., but a bag of wind, that's the worst yet.
Oh, Fred.
That's the last straw.
Fred.
That cures me. I'll never speak to you again.
You won't tell this next joke with me?
You heard me. I'm not talking to you.
Not even in the commercials?
No.
Not even if I ask you a question?
No.
But you've got to talk to someone. Who will you talk to?
No, don't worry about me. If I feel like talking, I can talk to Mr. Goodman here.
Oh, yeah? What can you say to Goodman?
What can I say? I can always say, Mr. Goodman, will you join me in turning to the latest news of the week? Now, wait a minute. What a musician. Even his fanfares are in broken English. He's leading with a crooked stick or something. Now, wait a minute. Mr. Goodman, can we have a fresh fanfare? One of those I saw in the window? Well, that's better. The Texaco News presents its highlight from the world of news. Broadway, New York. As the seasonal curtain drops on the Broadway theater this month, many actors succumb to the lure of the summer playhouse. Little theater groups spring up in barns and haylofts around the country, dispossessing crops and cattle in the name of art. Tonight, the Texaco News interviews a group of obscure nobodies who are involved in summer theater activities this year. First, Mr. Titus Craw, a farmer who turned his barn over to a group of actors.
Don't mention actors to me.
What, just a
Don't mention actors to me.
Well,
Show me an actor, and I'll show you Jezebel every time.
Well, now, Mr. Craw, please. If you don't like actors, why did you turn your barn into a summer theater last year?
Well, I'll tell you. Last summer, we had a bad drought. It was a sizzler.
The heat bother your crops?
Shriveled everything.
Did, huh?
My cucumbers got so hot they was giving off a dull green glow.
Your cucumbers?
Yeah, they looked like Mazda pickles on a neon vine.
You're lucky they didn't get hot enough to weld the summer squash on the string beans. Ripley would have moved in and taken over the farm. Well, it must have been terrible.
I had to wet my feet to walk around the farm.
Why?
Radishes was giving me the hot foot.
Kidding.
Well, I seen the harvest was going to be a mess of clinkers.
So you rented your barn?
To the Tinker Bell Players. Don't mention actors to me.
Well, don't get excited, Mr. Craw. What happened?
Well, first thing I knew, my barn was full of berets with actors under them.
Yeah, really? Did they live with you?
They was too cheap to pay room rent. They stayed out back of the barn.
The actors lived in the field?
They slept 2 acres of my corn flat the first week.
They did, huh? Well, how did they eat?
On the sly.
On the sly, hey?
Hens started disappearing from the coops.
Yeah.
Eggs was missing from the nests. Turkeys started going one by one.
You couldn't catch them, huh?
Not first off. They was too cute for me.
They were.
And then one day I swooped down.
What caused you to swoop?
Well, this morning I'm hiding in the barley bin.
Yeah?
I seen the leading man kneeling on the stage.
Yeah?
His hand is stuck out through the door and it's going up and down.
What did you do?
Well, I jumped out of the barley bin and I says, "Hey, Ham, what you doing there?" He says, "I'm rehearsing." "Rehearsing what?" says I. "Shaking hands," says he. "Shaking hands with who?" says I. "With a man off stage," says he.
He was kneeling down to shake hands?
He says in the play, this man outside the door's a midget.
Oh, I see.
Well, I'd never seen a midget. This was my chance, so I run round back.
What did he look like?
I still ain't seen no midget.
You mean the leading man wasn't shaking hands with a midget?
He weren't shaking hands with nobody.
Then why was his hand going up and down?
He was milking my cow. Don't mention actors to me.
As you wish, and thank you, Titus Crow. A young New York producer who experiments in the summer theater is Roderick Dubiel. I don't place your name in the theater, Mr. Dubiel, or Dubiel, rather.
Surely you must have heard of me. I am known around the automat as Roderick Dubiel, the frustrated Saroyan.
The frustrated Saroyan. You're a frustrated Saroyan, eh? Well, you are devoting your life to the theater.
To me, the theater is merely a test tube. In it, I brew all human emotions.
Oh, I see. And how do audiences react to your plays?
What does it matter? The audience means nothing. The theater means nothing. The play means nothing.
And you?
I mean something.
Well, I didn't...
Did you see my play, Thread?
Thread? What was it like?
The curtain rises. Yes? 200 sewing machines are on the stage. Sewing. A silkworm enters. "The machine aids," he mutters. The silkworm sneers. The sewing machines cringe. Curtain! Think it over.
Yes, I thought later in the week
You saw my play Crash?
Crash?
The curtain goes up. A bass drum is center stage. The drum is a cymbal. On the drum rests a cymbal. The cymbal is a cymbal.
Yeah.
The audience ponders. A termite smacks his lips. Curtain! You see the work I am doing?
Yes. Yes, I do, unfortunately. Well, in your opinion, Mr. Dubiel, what is wrong with the theater?
The theater is afraid to experiment. Why should the actors always be on the stage and the audience in the seats?
Well, that is the custom, isn't it?
Custom, my buskin. I am changing all that.
When?
This summer. I am opening my season at Mooney's Meadow, New Hampshire.
Mooney's Meadow?
I am doing an Ibsen play in a windmill.
The actors perform inside the windmill?
Yes.
But where are you putting the audience?
The audience rides around in buckets on the 4 giant paddles. As the paddles pass the bottom of the windmill, the audience peeks in the door. Snatches of the play are seen.
But how do the people in each bucket know what the whole play is about?
Very simple. After the windmill stops, the groups from each bucket are introduced, views are exchanged, it dawns on them.
Remarkable, I must say. A revolutionary technique.
Thank you.
Well, tell me, Mr. Dubiel, what do you do when your season closes?
They come for me.
Who?
I don't know who they are. It's always the same 2 men in white coats.
And these 2 men carry a straitjacket?
How did you know?
They come for me, too. Hey, A little-known actress who is back from her summer season already, Miss Cuddles Cudahy. You have concluded your season, Cuddles.
One night washed me up, mister.
Really? What happened?
Well, I've been navigating a Minsky melon all winter.
Navigating a Minsky melon?
Doing a bubble dance.
Oh, a bubble is a Minsky melon. You're in burlesque, I take it.
I'm on every 15 minutes with different bubbles. Big bubbles, little bubbles.
Really? Junior bubbles?
Yeah.
No.
For the finale, I'm supposed to be the spirit of wine. I dance behind a grate.
You do? But tell me, how did you get into the summer theater?
Well, one night I'm sitting in my dressing room putting a blowout patch on my bubble.
Uh-huh.
Well, there's a knock on the door.
Yes?
It's a talent scout. He signs me for some summer theater. The Vinegar Vat Volunteers.
The Vinegar Vat Volunteers. Well, you were going to appear in a legitimate play.
Yeah, the author wrote in 2 extra parts for me and me bubble.
Oh, well, that's very nice. Well, you could be together. Well, why did you quit?
Well, the Vinegar Vat Volunteers is putting on their shows in this vinegar vat. Well, it's full of cracks and nut holes.
Oh, you mean the wind blows through?
You can fly a kite in the dressing rooms.
You can, really? But what happened?
Well, comes opening night. I dance on the stage with me bubble. I'm supposed to be a fawn toying with a gooseberry.
A fawn toying with a gooseberry, huh?
Yeah. Well, I start toying.
Yeah.
I'm controlling the bubble beautiful.
Oh, good for you.
Suddenly a storm comes up outside. The wind starts whistling through the vat.
Yes?
And in no time, the stage is a tornado of zephyrs, gales, and gusts.
And you kept dancing?
It's me and the bubble all over.
What did you do?
Oh, what could I do? It's murder. The wind is blowing. I'm dancing with the bubble. I'm dancing without the bubble. The bubble is dancing with me.
What a dilemma.
Yeah. First the wind blows, then the furniture blows, then the scenery blows, finally the bubble blows.
Well, how did you ever get off the stage?
In a patrol wagon.
Well, tell me, Cuddles, what are you doing the rest of the season?
30 days starting tomorrow.
You're perhaps the first bubble dancer to ever take a rap, and thank you, Cuddles Cudahy. And now a theater manager and actor who is disbanding his company, Sir Cedric Levine. You have been in show business a long time, Sir Cedric.
For 20 years, Sir Cedric is managing for always his own place. Mostly sequels.
Well, how do you mean, Cedric? How do you mean sequel?
So soon a play is opening uptown. Downtown by Levine is opening a sequel.
Well, I don't get it.
Well, I'll give you for instance.
Good.
Uptown is opening The Man Who Is Coming to Dinner.
Yes?
By Levine, downtown is opening The Man Is Asking for Bicarbonate.
A sequel,
yes,
I see.
Yes. Uptown is opening The Corn Is Green.
Yes?
Downtown, I'm calling it By Levine It Is Right.
These were all sequels?
Every one. My sister Eileen is coming out my brother Morris. Panama Hattie, Brooklyn Becky.
You played these shows in your own theater?
For 20 years, whole winter, Sir Cedric Levine is bringing the drama to Delancey.
What, was it successful?
Who knows? In the lobby, I'm selling men's suits wholesale.
You combine business and buffoonery.
Between the two, I am breaking even.
Well, tell me, what do you do in the summer?
Summers, I am closing up downtown and going up the river.
Oh, you give shows on the river, do you?
Up and down the Hudson is floating Levine's combination showboat in popular prize delicatessen.
But tell me, what did you sell?
Salami with Gilbert and Solomon. Mostly revivals, especially the salami.
The salami.
Yeah.
You had a company of singers with you?
Who needs singers? I personally am singing all the songs with different kind of voices.
Oh, a one-man choir.
Yes, in Pinafore I'm singing, I'm sweet little Dixie Cup, dear little Dixie Cup, sweet little Dixie
Sir
Cup.
Cedric. You mean sweet, not Dixie Cup, you mean sweet little Buttercup, don't you?
On Levine Showboat, butter you are not getting even in the lyrics.
Now, what about your plans for this summer?
Well, for the first time in 20 years, this year, Levine Showboat is not sailing.
Why not?
The Senate is not making up its mind.
Well, what has the Senate got to do with your showboat going up the river?
I am writing, do I need or don't I need? The Senate is not answering.
Do you need or don't you need what?
Convoys.
Well... Now, ladies and gentlemen, Kenny Baker sings Two Hearts That Pass in the Night.
Through the darkness hiding, silent ships go riding, meet and pass, and then are gone like summer rain. We met even so, love, how are we to know, love, if we part tonight, when we may meet pass in the night, in the magical light of the moon, knowing how soon night is gone. Two hearts that join in a glance and discover romance as are made only to fade with the dawn. So, for an hour you were mine, and my heart was aglow with a power beyond have tasted delight. Must they always be lonely, alas? Two hearts that pass in the night. So, for an hour you were mine, and my heart was aglow with a power beyond divining. Two hearts have tasted delight. Must they always be lonely, alas? Two hearts that pass in the night.
That was swell, Kenny. Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, as I was coming to the studio, on my way to the studio tonight, I heard an automobile parked at the curb muttering to itself. I went over to the thing, and I heard the car saying,
Honk, honk. Today I am a sedan. And boy, am I in a spot.
So I said to the car, what's the matter, little car?
My owner's planning on taking me on a vacation trip.
Yeah?
Don't let him do that to me.
Why not?
I ain't ready. My chassis ain't been marked. My crankcase is full of worn-out oil. I got a rear tire that's ready to blow out any minute. Don't let him take me. I'll spoil this trip.
Now. Don't be so ungrammatical, little car. Wipe those tears off your headlights. Now, I tell you, I can get Larry Elliott to fix everything up for you. Now, tonight, when I get down to the program, I'll have Larry speak to your owner and say...
Mr. Car Owner, let a Texaco dealer get your car in shape for hard vacation travel. He'll safeguard the chassis with a Marfac job, Texaco's famous chassis lubrication service. He'll change the crankcase over to insulated Haviland or Texaco motor oil for full engine protection in high-speed, hot weather driving. And if your car needs new tires or a battery, most Texaco dealers carry a complete line of nationally advertised brands. There's still another way your Texaco dealer can help make your trip a safe and pleasant one. Through Texaco Touring Service, he will secure all the information you need about any trip you have in mind, give you a complete up-to-the-minute routing that will avoid detours, take you around large cities, and give you your choice of the shortest or most scenic route. So before you start your vacation trip or any trip, see a Texaco dealer.
That was two guitars played by Maestro Goodman and 17 men who followed him home from the racetrack the day he won the Daily Double. Now, at this time, hello, Portland.
Hello.
Say, what is in that package you have there? Something for me?
Oh, no. It's a box of eggs I'm sending to my cousin in the Army.
Oh, he likes eggs, does he?
He hates eggs, but he says it's too much trouble to eat meat in the Army.
What trouble?
Well, he says before he can enjoy a hamburger steak, he has to go out and count the mules.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's another egg you can put in the package for your cousin.
Say, Porty, have you seen my yo-yo?
No, Kenny.
Mr. Goodman, have you seen my yo-yo?
Who could seeing a yo-yo? A yo-yo you are hearing, not seeing.
What do you you mean, philosopher? You hear a yo-yo?
Yo-yo is a part of a yodel. Yo-yo-yo.
Now, wait a minute. Stop that hog calling, Mr. Goodman.
Yes, a yo-yo isn't a yodel, Mr. Goodman.
So what is a yo-yo?
It's a thing that goes up and down on a string.
Only one thing I know is going up and down on a string.
What is that, Maestro?
A violin player's little finger, the pinky.
I ought to know better than talk to the man.
No, Mr. Goodman. A yo-yo is like a string top.
How can a top be a string? This is two different things, altogether opposite.
You got your tongue confused now. Say, how do you're not only breaking English, you are shattering it tonight. How do you mean two different things altogether opposite?
A top is a top, obviously.
Obviously. And string?
String is a rope that is never having a chance.
Fine.
String could also be thread with a goiter.
Please, Maestro, now.
Guys, I gotta find that yo-yo. It's holding up my packing.
Oh, what are you packing, Kenny?
Oh, everything, Porty. My Superman belt, my Mickey Mouse sweater, my cellophane pinwheel. Now, if I can only find my yo-yo, I'll be all set.
Did you see Kenny's yo-yo, Mr. Goodman?
Yo-yo, you are not seeing, you are hearing. Yo-yo,
Now, wait, Maestro, please. We've done that routine. The rest of us are on the next page. Now, turn over there.
Oh, excuse me.
You stop going to night school now. You see what happens. Now, where were we? Oh, yes. Now, what's this about packing, Kenny? Don't forget, this program isn't finished until next Wednesday night.
Oh, I can't wait to get away, F.A. I'm all in.
All in from what?
I've been working hard all winter. Look at all the songs I've sung. Amapola, Jeannie with the light brown hair. Amapola, Jeannie with the light brown hair. Amapola.
Kenny has worked hard, Mr. Allen.
I've been singing like a dog. Why, I've taken Kathleen home so many times she's going to sue me for breach of promise.
Goodman also is working hard.
What do you mean, you work hard?
It is easy every week to get harmony out of 20 relatives.
I see what you mean. Take the instruments away from your orchestra, and what have you got?
A family reunion.
Right. Now, look, Kenny.
Oh, I'm a wreck, F.A. I'm going to get out in the woods and rough it.
Rough it?
You bet. I'm going primitive, F.A. No milk on my Krispies. No trim in my toast. No Eskimo pies.
Gosh, you'll be practically a savage, Kenny.
Oh, I can see myself now. There I am, lost in the forest. My wedgies covered with dust. My hair tousled. My mustache all matted.
Wait a minute. You haven't got a mustache.
I'll grow one. Hair grows in the forest. Look at the possums. Look at the bear.
Well, you've got a bare upper lip now. You're too young to grow a mustache, Kenny.
Once, when I, Goodman, was a little shaver, I am trying to grow a mustache.
How'd you make it come out, Mr. Goodman?
I am rubbing on my lip chicken schmaltz. The whites of 2 eggs and a turkey giblet.
And a mustache grew?
2 hairs are growing out and 4 feathers.
Right, well, if you want your upper lip to look like a sparrow's wing, Kenny, there's your recipe.
Well, you can laugh, F.A. When I get back, you won't know me from Tarzan.
Well, where are these woods, Kenny?
Oh, I don't know, Porty. It's a place called Camp Kill Care. It's a branch of the Rover Boys.
The Rover Boys, yeah. Say, have you enrolled?
Well, I sent in my application, and I'm just waiting to be examined.
And if I know radio, whoever is at that door has something to do with your examination. Come in. What is this? A runt in a Boy Scout suit all alone walks in here and yells, "Company halt."
Who's Kenny Baker?
I'm Kenny Baker.
When you're addressing a superior officer, Baker, say sir.
Yes, sir. Sir?
Say, who are you, Spratt?
I am Chief Tetley, officer in charge of Camp Killcare.
Oh, are you going to examine Kenny?
Yes, madam.
Oh, I knew it all the time. I knew it.
Baker has made application to become a Rover Boy. If he meets our requirements, I shall pass him today.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy, what, Baker?
Oh, boy, sir.
That's better. Have you learned your Rover Boy code?
Yes, sir. A Rover Boy is trustworthy. A Rover Boy is loyal. He is courteous. He is friendly. He is kind. He is physically and mentally on the alert.
Very good, Baker. Does a Rover Boy ever lose his temper, Baker?
No, sir.
What does a boy do if he's tempted to become angry?
He recites the official Rover Boy reminder poem, Control.
And how does our control poem go?
A Rover Boy, when his anger mounts, he never speaks, he stops and counts. He never utters that nasty word. He never emits a resounding bird.
What does the Rover Boy do, Baker?
He counts to 10 while his anger is mounting.
And if he's still mad at 10?
He keeps on counting.
Bravo, Baker! Gad, lad, you've got the stuff. Always remember, if you're about to lose your temper, count to 10.
Yes, sir.
Now, Baker, salute. I'll induct you. Kenny Baker, by the powers duly invested in me, I hereby proclaim you to be a member of the Rover Boys in good standing. From this day forth, you are to be known as Tenderfoot Baker.
Tenderfoot Baker. Gee, thank you, sir.
Congratulations, Tenderfoot.
Thanks, Porty.
Congratulations, Tenderfeet Baker.
Thanks, Mr. Goodman.
Well, all right now. If you're finished, Kenny, tell this little fink to haul drum here.
Who is this person, Tenderfoot?
This is Mr. Allen, Chief Tetley.
Grotesque chap, isn't he?
Why, you little crumb. I'd like to be a pigeon for about 2 minutes.
You, sir, have the manners of a mink. Why, if I...
Don't lose your temper, Chief.
Oh, yes. 1, 2, 3...
Why, I ought to pull your nose down and bend it into your mouth.
If I didn't have this drum on...
If I had a hairbrush, I'd fill you so full of bristles, you'd have to shave before you could sit down.
Don't tempt me or I'll push your Adam's apple up into your sinus and you'll have 3 bags under your eyes.
Quiet, or I'll peel off your skin and make a duffel bag out of it.
That's done it. That's done it. Why, you...
Oh, Chief Tetley, remember, control.
Oh, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5...
Gosh, you should be ashamed to pick on a little boy, Mr. Allen.
Well, he started on me, didn't he, Mr. Goodman?
The kid is pulling a knife on him. This I'm seeing personally.
Why, I ought to pull that drum down over that brat's head and make a sarong out of it.
46, 47, 48...
49, 50.
51.
Oh, cut it out, fellas. Do you want me to get thrown out of the Rover Boys?
Yeah. Fortunately for a certain party, my temper is cool.
Why, you little schlump.
Mr. Allen, control.
Oh, all right. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Very well, Tenderfoot. You have your camping equipment, your jacks and beanbag.
Oh, yes, sir.
Jackson Beanbag, what do you Rover Boys do in camp?
We have scads of fun. I plan each day.
Well, what is the routine, Chief Tetley?
We rise at the crack of dawn for toothbrush drill and chow.
Yes?
Then a busy morning hiking, tying knots, visiting our feathered friends, lunch, and we're ready for our nap.
You couldn't demonstrate a nap right now, could you?
Oh, quit heckling, Effie. What comes after lunch, Chief?
We pick wildflowers.
Oh, goody.
Then a hectic afternoon wigwagging, and home higgledy-piggledy straight to our tents for flap maneuvers.
Flap maneuvers?
Yes, flap right, flap left, flap up, flap down, flap flap.
We get the idea. You're flap happy.
Gee, Chief Tetley, a day in camp sure sounds exciting.
Yes, it is, Tenderfoot. But it's after supper the fun begins.
With me, too, after supper it begins. Cramps with heartburn.
Maestro.
What comes after supper, Chief Tetley?
Oh, it's rollicking, really. I convulse the lads with a Peter Rabbit story. When the laughter dies down, a brief sing, taps, and we turn in.
Oh, I can't wait for the sing, Chief Tetley.
Well, I'm always in the mood for a sing, Tenderfoot. How about singing our Rover Boy song right now?
Oh, let's go, Chief. We're Rover Boys, we like to rove, we rove all over the map. A Rover Boy who doesn't rove is nothing but a sap. Too high, Chief. We hike, we swim, we hunt, we fish, we do everything but work. A Rover Boy who takes a job is nothing but a jerk.
All right, now, all right. That's the end of that. That's the blow-off.
I'll expect expect you at Camp Killcare next week, Tenderfoot.
Yes, sir.
And don't forget the password is chickadee.
Chickadee.
Yes. Good night, all.
And now Win Murray, Texaco's girlfriend, sings What Do You Do on a Rainy Day?
What do you do on a rainy day? Where do you go when it rains? And take a walk when the rain starts to play a tic-tac on my window pane. I always save for a rainy day a special something to do. And so whenever the weather is gray, I spend an afternoon with you. Cocktails for two, firelight and dancing. It's cozy within while it's stormy without. Looking at you sets me romancing. Your eyes are so tender they seem to surrender. What do I care if the day is drear? One sweet solution remains. We simply kiss and the sky is clear, and that's what I do when it rains. For most people it's most distressing when the rain comes tumbling down. For me there's nothing depressing about a rainy day in town. What do you do on a rainy day? Where do you go when it rains? Can't take a walk when the rain starts to play a tic-tac on my window panes. I always say for a rainy day a special something to do. And so whenever the weather is gray, I spend an afternoon with you. Cocktails for two, firelight and dancing. It's cozy within while it's stormy without. Looking at you sets me romancing. Your eyes are so tender they seem to surrender. What do I care if the day is drear? One sweet solution remains. We simply kiss and the sky is clear, and that's what I do. That's what I do when it rains.
Texaco Star Theater will continue immediately after a short pause for your station identification. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, may I present an eminent man of science, the well-known professor of dudology, Mr. Chamomile T. Week, Jr., who will speak to us...
Fred, hold everything.
What's the trouble, Jimmy? I was just about to ease gently into a commercial here.
Fred, there's a man outside who says he wants to speak to you.
Well, he'll have to wait until after the program, Jimmy. I can't stop...
Fred, they say this man is District Attorney Dewey.
Who?
Thomas E. Dewey, the New York District Attorney.
You're listening to Same Time, Same Station, the best of old-time radio.
I don't know, Fred.
And I'm
Maybe
your
you better ask
host,
him yourself.
Jerry
Well, if
Hendigas.
it's really the district attorney, don't keep him waiting out there, Jimmy. Tell him to come in.
Right.
Please.
Will you come in, Mr. Dewey?
Well, this is indeed an honor and a pleasure, Mr. Dewey.
Thanks. It's nice to see you, too, Fred.
You're not here on business, I hope.
Yes, I'm afraid I am.
You mean I have done something?
Well, it's nothing you've done, Fred. It's something I want you to do.
Not 30 days, Mr. Dewey.
No, Fred, but after what I've heard here tonight, that wouldn't be enough. I'm here on business, but it's a cheerful sort of business.
I want to sign you up for the USO, the United Service Organization.
Yes, I've been reading about the USO, Mr. Dewey. The organization plans to run service clubs for the soldiers and sailors, doesn't it?
Exactly. The government is building 360 of these camps in the near towns, near the big camps. And the USO is raising money to operate them.
But I thought that the Army and the Navy had taken over all of the men's recreational activities.
That's true, in the camps. But we didn't send these men to concentration camps. No American boy wants to stay in camp all the time. When he gets a night off, he wants to go to town as a free American. And he has a right to see a few folks in civilian clothes, to get away from the brass hats and the sergeants. But when he gets to town, there's literally no place for him to go. The towns near these camps have business sections 4 blocks long. There's no place to sit down except on the curb. In the last 6 weeks, I've visited a great many of these big camps with 30 or 40,000 men. They're put down in areas where there's nothing but grass and acres around, and a few little villages some miles away. These places have accommodations only for their own folks. And when thousands of men come for an evening or the weekend, well, you can imagine what the towns look like. That's where the USO comes in. We're raising $11 million to give our men some decent place to go.
Well, how is your drive progressing, Mr. Dewey?
The response has been swell, Fred.
That's fine.
In fact, I expect to have a mighty handsome progress report to make public in about 2 days. I got a wire this afternoon you might like to hear about. Up in Bath, Maine, they have a great shipbuilding center.
Yes, I know it.
And they have a quota of $1,700 in Bath, Maine.
$1,700.
And the drive's been going 2 weeks. And from these shipyard workers, they've raised not $1,700, but $5,800, and they say they're going to keep right on going for another month.
Well, that's swell.
People all over the country seem to want to help as soon as they learn the need. This is the first chance most of us have had to do a part in national defense, and millions of people haven't had their chance to contribute at all. So I'm able to announce tonight that they needn't wait until they're asked. They can mail in their dollars as much as they can send to their local USO committee. Or, if they haven't a local committee yet, to USO Empire State Building, New York. And in return, they'll get a USO pin as a sort of badge of honor to show that they've done their part to back up their own country's defenders.
Well, thank you a lot for coming here tonight to tell us about the USO, Mr. Dewey. You say the address is the Empire State Building, New York City?
That's right, Fred.
Well, I'll be happy to mail in my check right after the program.
Well, if I can be sure of that.
Yes, you can be sure.
Here's the USO pin anyway. I'm happy to pin it on you. You're in the Army, behind the Army now.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Dewey. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Kenny Baker has chosen for his second number, Beautiful Dreamer.
Beautiful dreamer, wake unto me. Starlight and dewdrops are waiting for thee. Songs of the rude world heard in the day, loved by the moonlight, have all passed away. Beautiful dreamer, queen of my song, list while I woo thee with soft melody. Gone are the cares of life's busy throng, unto me. Beautiful dreamer, awake unto me. Beautiful dreamer, beam on my heart, keen as the morn on the streamlet and sea. Then will our clouds of sorrow depart. Beautiful dreamer, awake unto me.
Swell, Kenny. You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome.
What's the matter, Fred? What are you mumbling about?
Well, I'm just rehearsing, Jimmy. You're welcome.
Rehearsing what?
Well, I'm rehearsing that phrase the Texaco dealers use. You know, you're welcome. As one of the more than 45,000 Texaco dealers, James, I certainly should know the right way to say you're welcome. You know, with the
Well, that's simple, Fred. Just say, you're welcome.
Oh, no, Jimmy. It's not as easy as all that. There are so many ways, different ways you can say it. For instance, you can say, you're welcome, or you can say, you're welcome, or you're welcome. Why, you can even sing it.
No.
Have to be careful, you know, these times. Those notes I sing, those are my own notes. My lawyer's right here.
Look, Fred, let me tell you, it doesn't matter how you say it.
No?
If you're a Texaco dealer, people know you mean what you say regardless, because the motoring public has found that there are many practical ways in which Texaco dealers make you feel you're welcome. One of the most appreciated, especially by the ladies and by families on long trips, is the Texaco Registered Restroom Service. For the green and white Texaco Registered Restroom sign assures you absolute cleanliness. A place completely equipped with soap, running water, fresh towels, and a mirror. Wise motorists have long realized how much this meant when they were driving far. And now they can enjoy this Texaco highway courtesy when they're driving late, too. For now and throughout the touring season, Texaco dealers will offer all-night service at certain convenient points on all national highways. So stop in anytime, day or night. Remember, you're welcome at Texaco dealers.
Now the Texaco Workshop Players. Tonight they present their sequel to that great classic of the bull ring, the drama that made a star of Rudolph Valentino and recently won new laurels for Tyrone Power in his 20th Century Fox picture, Blood and Sand. Ladies and gentlemen, some of the dialogue in the following play is spoken in pure Castilian Spanish. During the action of the play, these native speeches will be translated for you by Professor Don Louis Valdego. Professor Valdego.
Gracias. Buenos días, señores y señores. ¿Dónde está? English translation, I will explain.
Thank you, Don Louis Valdego.
Muchas gracias. English translation, okay.
On with our dramatic slice of life as life is sliced in sunny Spain. Our sequel, then, to Blood and Sand.
Blood and Sand, a romantic tale of the most colorful figures in old Spain, the bullfighters. For 10 generations, the greatest family of toreadors to grace the bull rings of all Spain were the Don Allens. Don Jose Allen the Magnificent, Don Humberto Allen the Fearless, and many others. But today, the story is different. Today, shirking the tradition of the gallant Don Allen name, is the notorious Spanish coward, Don Federico Allen. His record...
In 20 years of bullfighting, Don Federico has yet to kill the first bull. Every bull in Spain has already tasted Don Federico. At Bull Rings, he is billed Don Federico Allen, for whom the bulls drool.
Our drama tonight concerns the final episode in the craven life of this notorious anemic coward. It is called No Blood and No Sand.
The scene, the opening day of Madrid's Fiesta Grande El Toro.
Fiesta Grande El Toro. English translation, the biggest bullfights.
We find Don Federico in his dressing room. As the hour of the fight draws near, the management, taking no chances, has nailed up all doors and windows. Pancho, Don Federico's faithful dresser, enters the room.
Buenos dias, Don Federico.
Pancho, mon amigo, Toreadoro, I'll soon be on the floor, the bull will let her I'll be full of goro.
It is good to hear you sing. You are happy.
I am sing, Pancho, but I am not happy. Today, I am to fight the bull.
See, for 50 years I have served the Don Allens. Never before one is afraid.
Today, one is afraid.
Why you are afraid? Tyrone Power is killing the bull?
See, but that is not the real bull. Inside the bull, Tyrone Power is to kill. Inside the bull is Don Amici. I am to fight the real bull.
Today is your last chance, Don Federico. You must bring back the honor of the family. You must kill the bull.
Not me, Pancho. Adios. Tell the bull I went this way.
It is too late to run, senor. They have bolted the doors.
Bolted the doors?
Si.
See, today the honor of the Don Allens is at stake. There is but one way out.
They have nailed the window also, Don Federico.
Caramba, I am trapped like the ratto in the trappo.
English translation, the jig is up.
What to do, Pancho? What to do? I am frightened of the bull.
Polo grasa. Polo grasa. English translation, chicken fat. Delicious. You come from the Toreador family. For 200 years, the Don Allens are making with the bull.
Not Don Federico.
See, Don Federico. No. You are the bravest bullfighter in all Spain.
Oh, no.
You have the courage of the tiger. You have the heart of the lion.
Go on, Pancho. What you waiting for?
Lightning to strike me.
Oh, you make joke.
No, senor. Think you are brave, and you will be brave.
See, you say I am to be brave. I can say I am brave.
See.
But who will tell the bull I am brave?
The bull will not know.
Polo grasa.
English translation, chicken fat. Still delicious.
You cannot pull the bull over the bull.
But you must fight this bull.
No. At heart. Don Federico is vegetarian. I will not fight.
Are you ready, Don Federico?
Bachelero, my manager. I am quitting. I resign.
Quitting? You're crazy. The arena is sold out.
But I am frightened.
Don't worry, mouse heart. Everything is el fixo.
English translation is in the bag.
Get away, Professor. You bother me.
You have nothing to worry about. Everything is el fixo.
English translation, same as before.
Beat it, Professor. You're overdoing it.
Excuse, please.
What do you mean, el fixo, bachelero?
I mean you are not fighting a bull.
No?
No, you are going to fight a cow.
The, cow?
See, I fix it. We hook the girdle on the cow. The crowd will not know the difference.
See. It's good. But the cow, she has horns?
No, we cut them off and put on rubber horns for you.
See, it's good. Hard rubber?
No, a sponge rubber. Now, are you happy?
Oh, see, very happy. This cow, she has teeth?
I pull out all her teeth. What can she do? All right, so she'll gum you a little.
You have done well, Bachelero. Suddenly I feel the brave blood of the Don Allens coursing through my veins. Today it is Don Federico against the wild beast. Today I am to kill.
English translation, he'll murder that bull.
See, I will kill.
Bueno. I will go out and sneak that cow past the judges. Adios.
Pancho, mon amigo.
Si, Don Federico.
My Toreador suit, Pancho. The velvet tights.
Si.
The satin windbreaker. Si. The chinchilla spats.
Si, senor. In the tights, I will stuff Excelsior where it should be muscle.
Plenty stuffing, Pancho.
Si.
My dancing sweetheart, Carmencita, will to be in the stands. More stuffing, Pancho.
Si, si.
Today, Don Federico will be the big man. I will kill. Someone is to the door, Pancho.
See, I will see.
Si, senor.
I do the conga from hunger. I do
Come and
from
see
hunger.
her, my little dancing pigeon.
See my big, strong bullfighter.
See, after I am killed the bull, you will marry me, my little zoftig tamale.
See my cucaracha grande.
Kiss me, my little enchilada.
See my oomph, muchacho.
Good.
What is going on here?
Ah, Bachelero, bring on the bull.
What bull? We are sunk down.
Sunk?
See, the bull. The judges discovered it was a cow.
Caramba, how is this?
Just as we passed the judge's stand, the cow's girdle started slipping. I tried to pull it down. Before I got it fixed, she gave 4 quarts of milk.
So what is going on?
Your boyfriend's got to fight a real bull, Carmencita.
Which bull?
The judges have selected El Zombie.
El Zombie?
The most ferocious bull in all Spain.
Haga el favor de darme mi paquete. ¿Cuánto dura la televisión de nada español? Caramba, feliz.
English translation. The insurance man is to canceling the policy.
This is no good.
See, Don Federico, it would be suicide to fight El Zombie. Look at him. Here is his picture on the program.
Ah, this bull, she is looking like Boris Karloff on all 4.
El Zombies travel all over the world like Elsie, the cow. He's won prizes everywhere.
What is this hanging on the left horn?
That is the photographer who took the picture.
See? This bull, she looked familiar.
Well, I go tell the judges it's all.
Wait, caramba, this bull I will fight.
What?
Don Federico Ireland will fight El Zombie.
This is station ONION Madrid. Direct from the Chili Bowl, at this time we bring you the bullfight of the century. Don Federico Allen, the famous coward, has announced he will fight the man-killing bull, El Zombie. The crowd is wild as Don Federico enters the ring. Will Don Federico run? Will he collapse from fright? No! Don Federico finishes rolling his cigarette. He lights it calmly as he waits for El Zombie to enter the arena. And now, as we wait for El Zombie, just a few words from our sponsor.
I want my money back.
And now the bullpen door opens. El Zombie charges into the ring. The fight is on. It's man against beast. But no matter who wins, we're barbecuing the loser. El Zombie sees Don Federico. The bull dashes across the ring. It's going to be a massacre. I can't look. Wait a minute, folks. What is this? The bull is charging. Don Federico doesn't move. He's calmly puffing his cigarette. El Zombie is almost on top of him. Don Federico disdainfully blows some smoke in the bull's face, and El Zombie stops dead in his tracks. Don Federico coolly approaches him, raises his sword, and with one thrust it is over. Don Federico has killed El Zombie. And now we take you to the bull ring for a few words from Don Federico himself. Take it away, bull ring.
And here he is, folks, Don Federico Allen.
Grazie, signore. The great name of Don Allen, she is vindicated.
But how did you make the bull stop in his tracks, Don Federico?
They say El Zombie has win prize all over the world.
See?
I am look at the picture. I am recognize El Zombie. In America, he is win prize and pose for Billboard picture to advertise La Tabac.
See?
I am smoking La Tabac. I am blowing smoke in El Zombie's face. He is afraid to kill me. I kill him.
He was afraid to kill you?
See, as employee, Bull Durham Company, El Zombie cannot afford to lose a customer. The end. Music, Goodman. Now, since actions speak louder than words, we're a little late, ladies and gentlemen, so good night. Good night.
This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Well, that's the way it was on June 18th, 1941. See, I told you Walter Tetley would turn up in there. He was pretty good in that role, too. Fred Allen wasn't too bad himself. He's always funny. No Blood, No Sand on the Texaco Star Theater. Some great stuff there. I'll tell you what we have coming up tomorrow night in just a little bit. If you enjoy the content of this channel, not only subscribe, but please donate to its upkeep. Because of the vintage radio, music, and films that we share, this channel does not qualify for YouTube monetization. help motivate us to consistently post this wonderful content. We like to think that this channel is more interesting and entertaining than any other World War II channel on YouTube. Help us keep going by donating. In the expanded description section to this video, you will find 2 links for which to donate. One is for PayPal and the other is for a GoFundMe. If the GoFundMe link is outdated on this video, go to this channel's description or our latest video where you will find an updated link. Any little bit helps. If you love old-time radio, film, and music, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and click on the bell icon to get notifications as to when a new upload will premiere. If you are interested in World War II as much as I am, check out our other channel, the World War II newspaper channel. Expand the description section to this video and you will see a link that will take you there. Now I'd suggest listening to the latest upload to decide if it's your thing. Over there you will hear the Chicago Tribune read to you for between 90 minutes to 2 hours. You will get a much more detailed look about what it was like to actually live through World War II than I can give you just by sharing radio broadcasts. You will not only hear detailed news of the big battles and historical events, you will hear trivial facts about the war. You will hear news from the United States home front from the early stages of U.S. mobilization and war protests to Pearl Harbor and the ramping up of the war machine to the final victories and reconversion. You will hear every facet of American life change forever. Tomorrow night, no news still, just radio programs. Very slow news couple weeks, so not much going on in that front. And I do apologize for that. I try to feature the news as often as I can, but it doesn't always happen. I just don't have them. But anyway, we are going to listen to Lum and Abner, Speaking of Liberty, the Baby Snooks program, the Kraft Music Hall with Bing Crosby, and the Rudy Valley Seal Test program. A lot of stuff tomorrow night. I hope you will be back to enjoy them with us. Until then, my name is Henry Chop, your host. Let's turn off this old tube radio. That's our time machine. Good night. God bless.
This changing world, this changing scene, where is it taking us? What does it mean? As long as we're certain of each other, we know we don't have to be afraid. These changing times we rise above. We have no time for them. We have our love, and love is the only thing that still remains the same through all this changing world.
City of Chicago is a new city clerk. He is Assistant U.S. Attorney Tom Scorza, who has served as Chief Coordinator of the office's Narcotics Task Force. The mayor made the announcement earlier today. He'll fill the remaining term left vacant by Walter Kozabowski when he resigned under pressure. Meanwhile, prosecutors have told a federal judge that Kozabowski has applied for the more than $82,000 he's contributed to his pension fund. Prosecutors say they want to let the federal judge know that Kozabowski was attempting to get his hands on the money so that he will be informed when the matter of restitution and fines comes up at Kozabowski's sentencing July 20th. The number of firefighters injured in an extra-alarm blaze at the R.R. Donnelly plant in Elgin has risen to 9. Officials say all the firefighters were from the Elgin Fire Department. None of the injuries serious. Elgin's fire chief says it took 130 firefighters 4 hours to put out that blaze in the plant on Big Timber Road that caused the fire under investigation. A Mount Prospect man being held on a $5,000 bond. on charges he stole a car with a 2-year-old girl sleeping in the back seat. Police say 33-year-old Pedro Lopez surrendered to police yesterday. Secretary of State Warren Christopher says the U.S. will not support a Russian plan to impose the Vance-Owen peace plan on Bosnia using military force. Christopher said he doesn't want to impose a plan that is not agreed to by all the parties. The Environmental Protection Agency today announced a major overhaul of regulations on waste management. The EPA's plan includes tightening regulations of hazardous waste incinerators and industrial furnaces. As the Pentagon reviews the military's policy on gays, one of 2 openly gay members of Congress says homosexuals should accept a compromise. Congressman Barney Frank today endorsed a don't ask, don't tell plan that would allow gays to follow their own lifestyle during off-duty hours without fear of punishment. We'll check traffic and weather after this.
You're bound to turn some heads when you're in a Cadillac. And when you drive a hot-looking Special Edition DeVille with its cabriolet roof and gold trim, somebody could get whiplash. Not to mention a little jealous if they ever find out you got up to $3,490 in combined savings. $3,490 savings includes $2,000 cash bonus direct from Cadillac combined with special edition option package discounts of $1,490 in savings versus those options purchased separately. See your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Cadillac dealer for details. You must take retail delivery out of dealer stock by June 30th, 1993. The special edition DeVille. With a deal like this, you can make it yours.
Let's look at our traffic situation at 5:34. Here's Evelyn Holmes.
A 40-minute trip on the inbound side of the Edens down from Lake Cook. Watch for delays from Oakton into the junction on the outbound Kennedy. Sluggish most of the way out to Addison. 35 minutes out to the airport. On the inbound side, jam-packed between Cumberland and Irving Park. Crews working to clear an earlier accident near Foster. Roughly a 55-minute trip in from the airport. On the outbound Ike, outbound Stevenson, and also on the outbound Ryan. No reported stalls or accidents. Look for heavy traffic. And now for a check on our tollways, let's talk with Copter 1 and Mike Mathis.
The westbound Northwest toll still loaded through the Devon Avenue Toll Plaza and out to west of Lee Street. A couple of heavy pockets coming inbound, nothing too serious. On the southbound Tri-State, we have delays going into the O'Hare corridor, especially south of the Northwest toll towards the O'Hare Merge and at the Irving Park Toll Plaza. Slow pockets south of the Ike are dissipating nicely, but there's still some heavy stuff over that mile-long bridge to the 83rd Street toll, and we're still looking at massive delays both on southbound LaGrange Road with ongoing road work and the Willow Springs Road, causing heavy backups eastbound on German Church Road and 79th Street. Tom?
Now with the weather, here's Diane Clark.
Thank you, Tom. Most of the showers have now moved out of the area, so skies will be clearing off and temperatures will be turning colder on strong northwest winds that will diminish late. Temperatures drop off to about 42. Wednesday, a partly sunny and cool day with highs only around 60. Tom?
In Chicago right now, 49 Lakefront, 52 Midway, 51 O'Hare. Those are the news headlines. I'm Tom Peterson.
Is the dew point, get updated? It's
No.
just one. It's just the 4
We only
o'clock?
give
I
it
mean,
on
if
the-
you don't get it at 4,
You get the dew point on the 4s.
that's it.
Then you blew it.
No, yeah. Could you do the dew point redux?
Sure.
Come on, little Tommy.
That's relics. It's 46.
46.
46.
Gee, yesterday was 45. Things must be getting better or worse. Yeah.
Going up.
Okay, what do we want it at?
Whatever you'd like it at, really.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, I love an
You
amenable
can pick
man.
your own dew point.
Oh, well, we'll be back. We're going to pick some people's brains
story.
for secrets. There's some incredible secrets out there. Kathy, you opened a gold mine. We're like a secret. We're cooler than a TV talk show because you can tell your secret, but you can be anon. Mm-hmm. Anon and anon.
Well, folks, it's finally happened. Those coffee nuts at Melita have gone off the deep end, all in the obsessive pursuit of the perfect cup of coffee. Apparently, it's not enough anymore for Melita just to make the best premium coffees, the best cone-style coffee makers, the best coffee grinders, and the best coffee warmers. No, sir, now their coffee filters are better than ever. As if these guys needed something to do, right? We're talking about grown men and women here standing around discussing the pros and cons of sheets of paper, for Pete's sake. Gee, this Melita filter has an exceptionally fine texture, don't you think, Frank? Right you are, Betty Sue. I can really feel the difference. This one really traps those nasty oils. Oh, man, I'm telling you, this Melita outfit is dedicated, conscientious, and embarrassingly thorough, all to make one little cup of coffee absolutely perfect. There's got to be a way to get these people to run for Congress.
I use these Melita coffee filters. They're great. They're at Jewel Food Stores, Osco Drugs, Walgreens, and other fine retailers.
Hi, thanks for calling Comp USA, the computer superstore.
Hi there. I need to find
a scanner for your Mac.
That's right. How'd you know?
Well, at Comp USA, we know what our customers want, and I recommend the Apple Color One scanner.
The Apple Color One scanner?
Right. Scanning is sharp and simple with the Apple Color One. 3 optical sensors deliver sharp one-pass scans in color and black and white.
My.
Perfect if you happen to work with lots of graphics.
Lots of graphics. It just so happens I'm a graphic artist.
Well, I had a hunch.
Does the Apple Color One scanner
automatically crop and adjust your image to the best effect?
Yes.
Yes, it does. And Comp USA has everything else for your Mac. We're your authorized Apple dealer.
You Comp USA guys make buying computer products easy.
Thanks. But you better go now. That pie you're baking is about ready.
Oh, but the timer didn't go off yet. You were right.
Hey, when it comes to apple pie, I usually am.
I'll bring you a slice.
The Apple Macintosh Color One scanner is just $1,299.99 at Comp USA. And home haircuts have definitely advanced since the bowl and scissors technique. Now anybody can give a great-looking haircut at home with the Wall vacuum haircutting system. It's available at Target. Hi, Beth.
Hi.
You've been so patient.
I know.
Is that your secret?
No. I'm working on the computer while I'm waiting, so it's no problem.
Okay.
Great. I'm calling because it's so interesting, and one of the other gentlemen that called had a similar thing, I guess, with this passport. When you have to get a good birth certificate, it brings out a lot of things. My mother was just about 50, this was a few years ago, was going for a passport to leave the country, and just had kind of a sheet of paper, and she was told she was born at home, and that's why it didn't look like an official certificate. And had to go to the county and the city and the state, and eventually came about in a roundabout way. She found out she was adopted. She was an only child.
Her parents had died by then?
Yeah, both her parents were dead, and she was an only child. And luckily, I'm hearing some of the other people that have sounded kind of heartbroken, and it's been more a point of interest with her, that curiosity, trying to find out about her parents and so forth. But it's just kind of a wild story that I know has come up at other times amongst friends.
Wow. So how old was she when she found out?
Just about 50.
Oh, wow. Man.
And
I
I
know
think,
where to go with it.
Yeah, well, and what she's found out, too, which I find so hard to believe, is that there's like a distant cousin and a distant aunt. And once she approached them, even they knew about it, too. And, you know, once her parents had died, that they never said anything to her about it or anything. And, you know, if she hadn't have been going to Europe, she probably still wouldn't
never know. Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow. Listen, you waited so long. We just like to reward your... Do you have a home?
Yeah.
Oh, we have a wonderful thing for you. It's from Mississippi Valley Steel. It's a certificate for an SF36 steel grass and weed trimmer. One of those things to just get all the grass and weeds from along the fence. And also the folks at Pheasant Run would love you to come out and see Evita there some night, okay?
Well, thanks so much.
Sure.
Good to talk to you.
Thank you. Beth. Stay on the
Bye-bye.
line. Here's another secret. Hi, Sue.
Hi. I'm not sure I want to do this.
Why? I'll tell you what. You want to think about it for a minute?
No, I'm on.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's see. How do I start? A couple years ago, I had a baby. And one of my best friends is raising that child as her own.
Oh, boy. Oh, my gosh.
And,
Are you okay?
Yeah.
You
I'm
know
okay
you're
with it. I get to see her every once in a while.
Sure.
And it's nice to know that she's being raised by a good family.
Well,
but my husband doesn't even know.
Oh, my gosh. How could you do that?
Well,
this baby wasn't your husband's, right?
No, it wasn't.
Yeah. But were you married to him at the time?
Yes. No.
Oh, you weren't?
No.
This was before you were married?
Yes. And my friend couldn't have a baby, and I knew it, and I wasn't around her at the time. I lived away across the country. And
did you have this baby for her?
No.
Oh, okay.
I didn't believe in abortion. I still don't. So I went ahead and had the baby, and during the 9-month period, I found out that she couldn't have children.
Oh,
so I contacted a lawyer who became an intermediary, and through a lot of avenues that my tracks are well covered, and so are a lot of people's mouths are shut for life. She has my child.
And do you still feel that's your child? In the sense that, I mean, you're happy where she is.
I'm very happy. I would never betray it. It's nice to know she's being raised the way I would raise her.
What if she finds out when she's older? Will you?
I don't think she will.
You don't?
No.
Yeah.
The tracks are too well covered.
When you were pregnant for the 9 months, what did people think what happened to your baby? That you'd simply given it up for adoption?
Well, where I lived, I really didn't have very many close friends.
So people weren't following it that much.
No, they weren't. My family didn't know that I was pregnant. I had kept that a secret.
So there's one person that knows this.
There are maybe 2 or 3 who know, besides myself, and those are the intermediary people involved in this adoption.
Who arranged it? I have a question which really ties back in a little bit to the genesis of the conversation. Does it feel for you...
I'm sorry, repeat that, please.
Does it feel right now better for you? Are you pleased that you've gotten some of that out, even though in an anonymous and safe way? Are you surprised that you just did this?
I'm very surprised I did it. I hope to high heaven that my husband doesn't recognize my voice or my friend doesn't. So
You know what?
Listen to you.
Are you and your husband planning to have children?
No.
No, you're not. Hey, this is it's a real powerful story.
We hope you're okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
And knowing your daughter is okay, knowing that I mean, in a sense, you're very, very blessed.
I'm very blessed to be able to go over to their house and play with her. And be able to know that she's okay, yes. So I do have the contact, and I do know, and I am very blessed with that.
Well, we really want to thank you for, putting that
Telling
out.
us. Yeah. Thanks a lot,
We wish you luck,
Sue.
and drive carefully.
I will, thanks.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Boy.
Holy smokes.
I mean, life just is layered and layered and layered, and really... for a woman who is thoughtful but alone and doesn't believe in abortion, in a sense, if in being able to live with the knowledge of precisely where your child is, which some people wouldn't have the strength to do, and other people can benefit from, and she apparently is doing okay with it, then, more power to her.
To be carrying a child that you can't keep, and to realize that a friend of yours wants a baby and can't have one, and that these things intersect... talk about serendipity.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Sue.
591-7200.
Previews of this year's summer fun from Taste of Chicago to the Jazz Fest and the Roy Leonard Show tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock on WGN Radio Chicago.
This is Kathy and Judy, and it's 5:45, which means it's time for traffic. And this traffic report is being brought to you by First of America. Here's Evelyn Holmes.
Yeah, just talking to I'm just blown away.
Wow.
I'm totally blown away.
We are too.
And the first thing that came to my mind, just briefly, was, how giving in a sense,
Oh,
No, I mean, really, to know what she was doing and to know the pain that she would have to sustain.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boy,
great story.
Blows me away. At any rate, a lot of folks on the roadways want some information. So here we go. On the inbound side of the Edens, 40 minutes down from Lake Cook, backing up from Dempster into the junction. On the outbound Kennedy, sluggish most of the way out to Addison, still around 35 minutes out to the airport. On the inbound side, a 55-minute trip, jam-packed from Cumberland most of the way into downtown. Earlier accident, Foster, now off to the side. On the outbound side of the Eisenhower, a bit tight now between Costner and Mannheim, 35 minutes out to the Tri-State. If you're heading on the inbound side, look for a delay between the Tri-State and First Avenue. Southbound Route 53, still fairly heavy as you approach the area of Higgins. And now for a check on LaGrange, Willow Springs, and also the Tri-State Tollway. Let's check in with Mike Mathis.
Still some massive delays as evidenced, of course, by the outbound Stevenson. That's heavy traffic out to LaGrange Road. Southbound LaGrange Road still down to a single lane, and it's still down to a slow dead crawl just north of the Stevenson all the way down to the bridge. And Willow Springs Road no better. In fact, it's even worse at this point with delays north of the Tri-State Tollway, and it's causing a lot of very heavy traffic and backups on eastbound German Church Road and 79th Street trying to get on to LaGrange Road, rather Willow Springs Road as well. Harlem Avenue, that's a little bit better at this point. There are some heavy pockets around the Stevenson and southbound, but nowhere near the delays that we've been looking at on either Willow Springs Road or LaGrange Road. On the Tri-State Tollway, southbound lanes are starting to improve a little through the O'Hare corridor. Much improved south of the Eisenhower with heavy pockets still over that mile-long bridge to the 83rd Street toll. The westbound northwest toll still running a rather heavy slow into and through the Devon Avenue Toll Plaza out to west of Lee Street. Evelyn?
And heading outbound on the Stevenson Expressway down to around 35 minutes out to the Tri-State. Slow out to Kedzie. Again, as you approach LaGrange. On the inbound side, look for delays as you approach LaGrange as well. On the outbound Rhine, around 35 minutes there out to 95th. Still pretty heavy leaving downtown. Main delay between 51st and 71st. Locals backing up at Garfield. On the outbound side of the Calumet, still heavy through the construction zone. Southbound Lakeshore Drive, sluggish as you approach 57th. Northbound Lakeshore Drive, hedging now between Chicago Avenue and North Avenue. We have no reported problems on Metro Pace or CTA. I'm Evelyn Holmes, WGN Traffic Central.
Hello, Loan by Phone. Hi, you've reached Loan by Phone. Thanks for calling Loan by Phone.
Even as I speak, bankers like this one at First of America are diligently working on their phone voices so that when you dial 1-800-347-LOAN, they'll be ready to take your call and in most cases give you an answer while you wait.
Your loan has been approved, sir. Now, yes, madam, you qualify for a loan.
So choose the smart way to borrow money. Call Loan by Phone at 1-800-347-LOAN. You'll get terms to fit your needs at the same low rates you'd receive if you applied in person at a First of America branch. You'll talk directly with a professional bank lender, and you can rest assured by then he'll have even perfected his phone voice.
Thank you for calling. Let me try that one more time. Thank you for calling Loan by Phone.
For a Loan by Phone from First of America, call 1-800-347-LOAN. It's the smart way to borrow money.
Member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Loan subject to credit approval. For details, call Loan by Phone or see your nearest branch.
Kathy and Judy back. Remember when we sent Bob out to find out what movie was happening in Naperville? This isn't Bob, is it?
No, this is Bob's wife, Patty. I went out myself because I thought this needed a woman's touch to get this information.
Did Bob say, honey, as long as you're up, go down the block?
Exactly. He said, go out and find out about that movie.
What'd you find out, Patty?
I found out that it's called My Life, and it's starring Michael Keaton and Nicole Kidman. But supposedly Nicole Kidman has the flu and won't be filming tonight. But they're going to be filming tonight from 6 to 2 in the morning.
Well, I guess, if you pack up some sandwiches, you can go and look at a bunch of people running around not knowing what they're doing. It's probably the most boring thing to watch in America.
Just saying, is that him? Is that him?
Did you get any gossip, Patty?
No, that's pretty much it. Just that Nicole has the flu. She's supposed to be there, but she's not going to be there. But that her husband might be there, somebody said.
Mr. Cruz. Mr. Cruz.
Yes, Mr. Cruz.
How about the baby? Where's this baby?
I didn't hear anything about the baby. So.
Well, we reward our beat reporters. Yes, we do. Yeah.
Oh.
This is for you. Have a yard?
Yes.
Well, the folks at VG Supply don't want you to have to worry about all these critters. They want a great horned owl scarecrow in your yard to scare away critters. 8 o'clock Coffee wants you to have a free coffee mug and a coupon for a 1-pound package of 8 o'clock coffee. And as long as you did a showbiz thing for us, we'll do a showbiz thing for you. And we're going to send you out to Pheasant Run to see the hit play Evita out there.
Oh, how nice.
Okay, for you and Bob.
Thank you so much.
Even if Nicole Kidman has the flu, you'll be able to see Evita.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, stay on the line, hun.
All right, thank you.
Okay. WGN Radio helps you through the Kennedy Crunch with traffic reports day and night and every 15 minutes during rush hour. So keep your radio tuned to 7:20 a.m. And keep tuned to 7:20 a.m. because Kathy and Judy will be back. We'll be here until 7. Then the Cubs play the guys in St. Louis, the St. Louis Cardinals. Oh, that's a big rivalry. That's like a arch rival. It's like that's a right. geographic joke. Arch rival. We'll be right back.
Motel 6 is a great way to save money without all those coupons. Or is it coupons or coupons? I never know. Hi, Tom Bodette here on The Cutting Edge. Well, clipping coupons is a great way to save money down at the supermarket. Only trouble is there's so many, you got to get one of those accordion file folders to keep track of them all. I wonder if they ever thought of just deep sixing the coupons and lowering the prices from all the printing costs they'd save. Makes sense to me. Kind of like it makes a lot of sense to check into Motel 6 for a good night's sleep when you're on the road. You won't need any coupons because you know you'll get a clean, comfortable room for the lowest prices of any national chain. And you'll always know exactly what you're paying because the price is right out front on the sign. And since they don't try to pull any monkey business on you, you'll know the price you see is the price you get. Well, I'm Tom Bodette from Motel 6. Keep those scissors out of the reach of little hands now, and we'll leave the light on for you.
Denny's asked America what they wanted in an all-you-can-eat breakfast.
I want more choices in those breakfast bars.
French toast, omelets, fruit.
I don't want to pay a lot.
But I want my breakfast cooked the way I like it.
I don't want to guess what it is or how long it's been sitting there.
Cook it fresh and bring it to me. And after a few minutes, bring me some more.
Oh, then give us more at Lenny's. Denny's.
America, there's a new all-you-can-eat Grand Slam breakfast menu. Only $3.99 and only at Denny's.
Is that too much to ask?
6 to 10 a.m. priced higher on weekends only at participating Denny's. I want this car, and I want it now. My first new car. The first one that didn't smell like old socks or have French fries underneath the seat. That I didn't have to scrape off the I Love Fudge bumper sticker. That I didn't have to disinfect. My first car that wasn't someone else's first car. This one's new. This one's mine.
GMAC knows. When you want the car, you want the car. And you can arrange GMAC financing or leasing fast. Right at your Chevrolet, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, Buick, Cadillac, or GMC truck dealership. GMAC, the expressway home.
Warnings.
What kind of warnings?
Warnings like I'm going on a whitewater rafting trip.
This is right. This is a good topic.
Okay. I'm going on a whitewater rafting trip next month, and in fact, I better call my sister because I'm taking her daughter. And I just sent her the release, and they cover everything. And you're signing this thing that says, I understand that we will be going through tumultuous waters and that perhaps I could be thrown from the raft.
But it's not your fault.
Right, or perhaps hit by flying debris or thrown into rocks or heavy water, and that I might experience hypothermia and as a result mental trauma and concern about my welfare, and that I might also experience death or accidental drowning as opposed to planned drowning.
Right.
And they just cover all this stuff.
And do they say, but not limited to the above?
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
yeah. They have everything just totally covered. And then I just keep thinking, well, people don't die on whitewater rafting trips. People do this all the time. It can't be that bad. And even for me, it sort of makes it more exciting. You know, that eventuality is there. It is. It's kind of exciting. But I'm a little concerned that my sister's not going to think it's very much fun because I'm taking my niece who's 18. And I'm afraid she's going to look at that and go, I don't think Katie's going on this trip with you.
Well, you were just talking about stupid warnings, because that was like a warning to you.
Yes, go ahead.
You were going to say, did they say on the Q-tip box? Because I never noticed this.
Well, this all started because I have an itch like way down in my ear, and it's the kind of itch that you have to take a Q-tip. And children, do not try this at home. And take a Q-tip, and just go in there and just get that old itch. And the warning on the package of Q-tips always says, do not insert in ear. Like, what's a Q-tip?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Who would this be, please?
This is Kathy's sister.
Oh. Did you just hear what she wants you to sign?
I'm driving along, and Katie is sitting here with me.
Will you still let her go?
Of course I'll let her go. She can hardly wait.
Does she still want to go, even though she knows that it says that on the release?
Well, it said that in that book.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I have a terrible connection on this book.
It just looks awful when you say, when you see it in writing.
It's fine. I'll sign it. Just send it to me.
Fine, I'll sign it. So she might die. I'll sign it. Okay, the phones are lighting up with people willing to sign off their children. Look at this. They're lighting up. I cannot believe it. We called the family radio station. Everyone wants to know where they can send their children on this rafting trip. 591-7200.
I'm a wheel watcher. I'm a wheel watcher. Wheel is America's game.
It's college week.
I'm a wheel watcher. I'm a wheel watcher. Everybody plays.
It's a week of awesome fun in Boston as America's top colleges battle it out for big bucks only on Wheel of Fortune's College Week.
Tonight at 6:30 only on Channel 7.
It's America's game.
Wild Palm. Oliver Stone, who brought you Platoon, Wall Street, and JFK, presents his first production for television, Wild Palms. Tonight, push a button and
and watch more of your wildest dreams. Wild Palms. It's the television event everyone is talking about. Wild Palms. Tonight on ABC. They control your dreams.
Then the stars of Wild Palms talk about the television event of the year. Tonight on Eyewitness News at 10.
That seems complicated.
I know, like you need a study guide to watch it. Nah, I don't think I'll do that. Hey, Diane, do we need a study guide to find out about the weather?
No, not at all. In fact, we've seen a nice improvement as far as the rain is concerned. That is out of the area. Skies have begun to clear off. We're looking at some sunshine right now. The only unpleasant thing is that it's quite cold out there. We only have 52 degrees at Midway, 51 at O'Hare, and 49 along the lakefront. That, coupled with a strong north to northeast wind at 16 to 25 miles per hour, will really put a chill in the air, and I'm sure a lot of folks will be turning the heat on again tonight if they haven't done so already. It looks like the period for the next 3 to 5 days will be cool, at least 10 degrees below normal for this time of the year. It will also be a dry period with lots of sunshine, and it looks like the warm-up that we're hoping for will start up Sunday or Monday of next week. But tonight, skies are clearing off, and it will be turning colder with a low of 42. Partly sunny and cool tomorrow, 60 degrees for the afternoon, dropping back off to 44 on Wednesday night, and Thursday, partly sunny and continued cool with a high of 60 degrees. Ladies?
The thing is, Diane, I wouldn't mind about the 40 and the 60, but I did this thing where you take all your winter clothes to the cleaner.
I did it too.
Did you?
Yes, all the sweaters are gone.
Don't you? I mean, I have my cotton sweaters, but I'm wearing like the full layered look. I'm so cold at night.
I know.
So why does that happen?
I don't know. Especially a couple weeks ago when we were teased with that 85 to 90 degree weather. I thought, oh, great, hey, change the wardrobe around, get out the summer clothes, and we're back to winter.
I know if you have your impatiens and stuff, they just look so shivery.
I know.
They really do.
I put a few in, but I'm holding off on the rest.
They're cold. Go out and put a coat on them tonight.
I will be.
Our number's 591-7200, and we'll be back in just a minute.
When a friend of mine told me Buick was rolling back the price of America's best-selling full-size car, I said, no way, how could that be? I can't believe it. Who are you kidding? Get out of here. Have you gone crazy? But it's absolutely true. Presenting the Buick's Anniversary Edition LeSabre at a one-time offer of just $18,999. That's right, just $18,999. And when you see this car, you're going to say, that's incredible. I can't believe it. Unbelievable. Can this be real? Knock me down and hit me with a stick. Because this is a great car. It was named Family Car of the Year by Family Circle, and it has the highest resale value in its class. And it's luxury equipped with anti-lock brakes, airbag, AM/FM cassette stereo, Buick's biggest V6 engine, and power everything. So next time someone tells you about Buick's Anniversary LeSabre for just $18,999, don't say that can't be. You're lying, I don't believe it. Have you lost your mind? Lock this person up and throw away the key. And instead say, let's go to your better Buick dealer today.
Is the music on? It's so hard to tell. Southwest Airlines flies from Midway Airport with frequent flights to 31 cities and the lowest everyday unrestricted fares you're ever going to find. But the best thing, Midway Airport is real convenient. It's just a quick drive down the Stevenson Expressway. Well, it's 6 o'clock, and that means it's WGN Radio Chicago, where we tell you what's going on, and the person that does that would be Tom Peterson.
Thank you. Chicago school officials are saying today that if the schools aren't open on time this year, someone will have to bite the bullet and find the money to cover a budget deficit. WGN's Karen Bates has the story.
Interim School Superintendent Richard Stevenson says the board's hands are tied. The projected budget deficit remains at $415 million, and Stevenson says without a cash infusion from Springfield, 411,000 students will have an extended summer break. Stevenson says the entire state will then bear the brunt if Chicago public schools go bust.
The economic impact is like dropping a boulder in a pond. You know, the unemployment insurance that will have to be paid, $13 million a week, and on and on and on and on. It isn't simply Chicago.
The school board budget committee outlined cost-cutting measures, but officials say these plans will not come close to closing the budget gap. Karen Bates, WGN News.
Investigators are trying to determine the cause of the extra-alarm fire today at the R.R. Donnelly plant in Elgin that sent 9 firefighters to the hospital for treatment of what turned out to be minor injuries, mostly smoke inhalation. The fire was in the plant on Big Timber Road. Cook County Sheriff's Department agreed to release convicted wife-beater Christopher Wilson from county jail. Wilson was ordered released yesterday by a judge. after pleading guilty to violating a protection order, but jail officials would not release him even though he served all the time necessary, citing a little-known law exempting inmates being held for contempt of court charges from earning good behavior credits. City of Chicago has a new city clerk. He is Assistant U.S. Attorney Tom Scorza, who has served as chief coordinator of the office's narcotics task force. Mayor Daley made the announcement today. The Mount Prospect man has been released on $5,000 bond on charges he stole a car with a 2-year-old girl sleeping in the back seat. Police say Pedro Lopez surrendered to police yesterday. He has been charged with kidnapping and unlawful possession of a stolen vehicle in connection with Friday night's car theft. Efforts to extend the state's Medicaid tax beyond June 30th drew both support and opposition today. WGN's Wes Bleed reports.
In Springfield, the American Association of Retired Persons said lawmakers should scrap the tax on nursing homes and hospitals and replace it with an increase in the state income tax. The money generated from what some call the granny tax is paired with federal matching funds to fund health care for low-income patients. The Cook County Board went on record in support of the Medicaid tax for fear losing that money would result in more patients seeking treatment at Cook County Hospital. Republican commissioners, though, opposed the resolution because of what they perceived as tacit support of the granny tax, an ironic twist since Republican Jim Edgar is banking on the assessment plan being extended. Wes Bleed, WGN News.
No free lunch is President Clinton's retort to a heckler's yell of no new taxes today. Clinton says the no new taxes strategy sank the federal budget into a fiscal hole that he's trying to haul it out of. Clinton spoke at a Los Angeles school. He also promoted his economic plans with a visit to once riot-torn South Central Los Angeles. Senate Republican leader Bob Dole has accused the president of staging a political roadshow. Dole says Clinton's stump swing touts an economic program that won't work and that people won't buy. Dole says Clinton has gone west while his poll numbers are going south. Russia's call to impose a peace settlement in Bosnia gets no support from Secretary of State Warren Christopher. He says the job would take troops and the United States refuses to commit them. Christopher told the House panel today that he plans talks with allies on the U.S. options of economic pressure and airstrikes on Bosnian Serb positions. Britain is the only holdout now that the Danes have voted to approve a treaty for a stronger European Union. If Britain signs on as expected, America would face a European community with common money, citizenship, and defense and foreign policies. A study by the Army Surgeon General of Medical Records dating back to World War II indicates that the number of casualties from friendly fire or our own weapons could be far higher than believed in the past. ABC's Bob Zelnick is at the Pentagon.
When friendly fire was held accountable for about 17% of the U.S. troops killed and wounded in the Persian Gulf, compared to the historic average of 2%, military explanations for the sudden surge included everything from more precise statistics to Iraqi ineptitude. Now a study by the Army Surgeon General's office suggests that it's the 2% figure that is suspect. The study reviews extensive field reports from 3 previous battles, the Burma and Bougainville campaigns of World War II and the Vietnam War, and in each case concludes that the percentage of Americans killed by other Americans who were shooting at the enemy probably reached the double digits. Bob Zelnick, ABC News at the Pentagon.
We'll check the traffic and weather right after this.
Allison Avarice here with the post-game show. My guest today is the world's oldest baseball fan, widower Amos Lastlegs. Amos, how many games have you seen?
8,410.
What about work?
Never worked. My pappy left me $500 million in 1912.
I see. Well, Amos, what's the greatest catch you ever saw? The Al Gianfrido catch in the 47 series?
Nope.
The Willie Mays catch off Vic Wertz?
Nope. It's Cellular One's great deal on the Nokia 121 portable. Just $199. Plus, I got coupons redeemable for Cubs tickets.
Oh, isn't that the portable that weighs less than 10 ounces and has all the advanced features?
Yep.
And you get Cubs tickets, too.
What a catch, huh?
Amos, how about taking a single sports reporter to the game?
Well, Miss Everett.
Then dinner and dancing.
Allison, what's the catch?
Amos?
Yes?
You're the catch.
Catch the Nokia 121 portable plus Cubs tickets for just $199. It's another way Cellular One goes beyond the call.
Amos, you're the catch. Certain restrictions apply for the Cellular One authorized sales and service center nearest you. Call 1-800-CELLONE. Back to you, Tom.
It is 6 after 6. Let's check traffic. Here's Evelyn Holmes.
And if you're heading inbound on the Edens Expressway, look for delays on the north and main delay between Old Orchard and the junction. On the outbound side, heavy around the junction as well. On the outbound Kennedy, backing up from Hubbard's Cave most of the way out to Addison, still around 35 minutes out to the airport. On the inbound side, jam-packed between Cumberland and the junction, roughly a 55-minute trip in from the airport. On the outbound side of the Eisenhower, look for delays beginning around Damon. On the outbound side of the Stevenson near First Avenue, District 4 State Police reporting a 5-car accident. They are en route. Outbound on the Ryan Expressway, traffic beginning to improve. Also westbound on the Northwest Tollway, 5-car accident near Lee, now off to the side. Tom?
Here's the weather tonight. Evening showers, then clearing. Colder, low 42. Tomorrow, partly sunny and cool, high 60. Thursday, partly sunny and cool with a high near 60 degrees. In Chicago right now, the wind northeast at 9, 74% humidity. It's 49 at the lakefront, 51 Midway, 53 officially out at O'Hare. That's the news. I'm Tom Peterson.
I'm Judy Markey, and I feel sorry for Wayne.
Why?
Because in 1 minute, he's going to have to give the sports report and give up reading the gossip rag that he's been reading every time he comes in here. Unbelievable.
Don't you just
this man.
love gossip? This stuff makes the world go round.
I don't know. It's pretty trashy. Well, we'll be back with a real straight, exciting sports report in just 1 minute.
I'm here at Wick's Furniture, reporting on Wick's huge monster sale, where tomorrow further price reductions will be taken throughout the store. For 12 hours only, tomorrow from 10 a.m. till 10 p.m., Wick's Furniture is offering, get this, no payments for 1 year. You heard right. No payments and no interest charges due till May 1994. That's 12 months. Famous cash with a Wick's charge. Hurry in for details, right? Right. It's tomorrow only. It's really a sale within a sale. Wick's $60 million inventory, already discounted for Wick's fabulous monster sale, will be further reduced, but only for 12 hours. So don't miss your chance to save. 10 a.m. till 10 p.m. tomorrow only during Wick's Furniture's 12-hour savings on savings sale.
Wick's, surprisingly, Wick's.
And remember, make no payments until May 1994. That is 12 months with a Wick's charge. Okay, so I lied. So instead of sports first, Wayne, you should have told me it's business first.
Oh, yes, it gives me a few extra minutes to...
Listen to Max and
Yes.
read your magazine. Let's listen to Max.
Good evening, everyone. There was a strong metals market today. Gold in New York rallied, hitting its highest level since February of 1991, as analysts said weakness in the stock and bond markets, reports of Swiss institutional buying of gold, a strong technical outlook, and a lack of heavy producers selling all contributed to the sharp gains in the gold market. Gold in New York up $8 on the day. We started the day with a report on housing starts. Housing construction improved in April, gaining nearly 7% as the weather finally broke. On Wall Street today, the Dow was down 5.54 to 3444.39. The transport average lost 7 2/3 points. The utilities dropped a point. More stocks were down than up on the big board by about 11 to 8. And the volume was 264 million shares. The NASDAQ, though, was up, gaining 2.82. The most actively traded issues included Royal Dutch Petroleum, down 5/8. Tucson Electric up an 1/8. Hewlett-Packard posted a gain of 5 points, and Compaq Computer was up 2. IBM up 1 3/8. That put Big Blue at 49. Once again, the Dow Industrial Average today was down just over 5.5 points. This is Max Armstrong.
Okay, here's a pop quiz. What does every hospital depend on to keep all kinds of things sterile? What does your kid wear to protect himself from great big tackles and linebackers? Last one. 36% of what kind of soda pop bottles are being recycled? Pencils down. The answers? Plastic, plastic, and plastic. Strong, versatile plastic protects us in so many ways. It's the one quiz answer that should always pop into your mind. Sponsored by the American Plastics Council.
And as promised, Wayne Larrabee, who can't decide whether or not to A, continue reading the Star, B, look with Kathy O'Malley at her new Victoria's Secret catalog, or C, do the thing he's paid for, the actual sports report.
I think I know the answer.
I think I'll do the thing I'm paid for.
Yeah.
Hit it, Wayne.
Sports. All right. Hey, the Cubs tonight on WGN. Randy Bankoff will have the pregame starting at 7:04 and a Sports Central following the game tonight from St. Louis. The Cubs and Cardinals game 1 of the series. Castillo against Olivares, the pitching matchup. The White Sox are at home against the California Angels. Wilson Alvarez going for his 5th win of the season against Chuck Finley for California. The White Sox, by the way, say outfielder Tim Raines begins his rehab assignment tomorrow. at Nashville. He was put on the DL April 9th after rupturing a ligament in his right thumb during the team's home opener against the Yankees. The big news in the NBA today, the Indiana Pacers have fired head coach Bob Hill.
We've let our head coach Bob Hill go, and we'll be looking for a replacement probably starting tomorrow.
The announcement made by Pacers President Donnie Walsh this afternoon at a news conference. Coach Hill, for his part, says he's not bitter.
No, I'm not bitter. I think if you take a look at the history of the franchise, you'll find that before I became the coach that they won 40% of their games and had only been to the playoffs twice. And, I was able to win 51% of my games. We've been to the playoffs 3 times. We've had 6 Man of the Year twice in a row and an All-Star. I think it's a fact that this team has taken a step in the right direction. And I'm proud of a lot of things that we've been able to accomplish.
Hill replaced Dick Versace as Pacers head coach after 25 games during the 1990 and 91 season. He has just signed a 3-year contract extension with the Pacers, but only one of those years is guaranteed. Meanwhile, the Chicago Bulls, thanks to this moment last night in Cleveland, have some time off.
Armstrong out front with 9 seconds against Price. Into Jordan with 6 seconds. Jordan against Wilkins, lost the ball, picks it up, moves to the circle, 2-second fadeaway shot. Good! Game's over, and the Bulls win. He did it again. The shot 2.
Yes, sir. The shot 2 sent the Cavaliers reeling, and the Bulls on to the Eastern Conference Finals of the NBA for the 5th year in a row. And they're waiting to find out who their opponent will be in the finals. And the answer could come as soon as this evening when the Knicks face the Charlotte Hornets, Game 5 of that series at Madison Square Garden. Elsewhere, a few other notes in sports. Bobby Brown, the American League president, suspended Cleveland Indians outfielder Albert Bell for 3 games for charging the mound in a game against Kansas City last week. The NFL has reinstated Pittsburgh Steelers running back Tim Worley, who missed the 1992 football season while on a 1-year drug suspension. Boston Celtics president Red Auerbach was released from Massachusetts General Hospital today following 2 procedures to clear blocked arteries. Auerbach also had minor surgery last Friday to close a small hole in an artery in his right leg. And finally, ladies, and this is on the charity circuit, so to speak, coming up is the first annual Joe Marconi Memorial Pro-Am Bowling Tournament. It'll be Saturday, May 22nd. That's this week. And it's going to be held at the Brunswick Deer Park Lanes in Lake Zurich. And this is, of course, Joe was a longtime Bears running back, and Johnny Morris will be emceeing some of the events out there, and he was on that 63 championship team along with Mike Ditka and Johnny Morris and many others. He passed away this past August after fighting a battle with leukemia. For more information on this bowl-a-thon coming up this weekend, and it starts at about 11:30 on Saturday morning, call 708-480-1177, and this is the Leukemia Research Foundation. So again, 708-480-1177. It should be a good time, and a lot of Bears from the 60s that were teammates of Joe Marconi are going to be there, and it should be a lot of fun.
There's a funny story in the New York Times real quickly about somebody meeting somebody who didn't know who Michael Jordan was, and Jordan was kind of interested. It turns out it was Abba Eban. Do you know who Abba Eban was? It's so new. You know what's interesting?
Well, the name is very familiar.
Abba Eban was the Israeli head of state.
That's
section that all of its readers will know who Abba Eban was and don't even identify him.
You're kidding.
Ran into a couple in the lobby, said the visitor. It was Abba Eban and his wife. He was in town to make a speech. I told him I was here to see Michael Jordan and asked if he'd heard of you, and he said he has, but his wife said, "Who's Michael Jordan?" And Michael Jordan said, "Who's Abba Eban?" So it evens out, but I just think that's interesting that the New York Times would not identify him as the former Israeli head of state. Anyway,
that's a smart thing.
Found the one person who doesn't know who Michael Jordan is.
Okay, now before we go to our calls, oh no,
Evelyn,
it's time for Ev. This is a chunked up half hour.
Yeah.
Report.
Yeah.
Report.
That's
Wayne,
right.
thank you for everything.
Thank you, ladies.
Thanks,
Okay.
Wayne.
But some good news in traffic.
Yeah.
On the outbound side of the Edens, just a bit of a delay around the junction, but on the inbound side, roughly a 40-minute trip down from Lake Cook, a little sluggish into Willow, main delay between Dempster and the junction. Outbound Kennedy backing up now between Ohio and the airport area. Should I say Ohio out to the junction? I just changed my report there. Basically, it's roughly a 35-minute trip out to the airport. On the inbound side, sluggish now from Cumberland most of the way into downtown. Still around a 55-minute trip there. On the outbound Ike, just a few scattered pockets as you move west. On the inbound side, backing up between the Tri-State and Harlem. Outbound Stevenson, District 4 State Police report that they have found this accident. It is multi-vehicle. No injuries reported at this point. It is south of First Avenue. It is in the roadway. Once you get through that, we still have a delay as you approach LaGrange. Roughly a 35-minute trip out to the Tri-State. On the outbound Ryan, improvement as you leave downtown. Main delays in the locals and express begin at 59th. 20 minutes out to 95th on the outbound Calumet. Still very heavy and very slow through the construction zone. On northbound and southbound Lakeshore Drive, no reported problems there. District 15 State Police says no reported problems on the tollways. Let me mention again that westbound on the Northwest Tollway near Lee, earlier accident, now off to the side. No reported problems on MetroPace or CTA. I'm Evelyn Holmes, WGN Traffic Central.
And we'll be right back in just a minute.
Hi, Claude Akins for AMCO. This ever happened to you? You start your car, put it in drive, but nothing happens. At AMCO centers, they're familiar with this symptom. They call it morning sickness. And they've got the training to figure out if it's a big problem or a small one. Fact is, half the cars they service don't need a new transmission. So at the first signs of morning sickness, call AMCO. You'll both feel a whole lot better. AMCO, AA-MCO.
AMCO, America's largest transmission company, has 26 locally owned centers in Chicago and Northwest Indiana. 30 years of experience in repairing transmissions have taught your AMCO specialist that it's very difficult to diagnose and price a transmission repair on the telephone without checking the vehicle. So the next time you think you have a problem, drive to your nearest AMCO center. Give the center manager 30 minutes of your time, and you'll learn why you should have your car serviced only at AMCO Transmissions.
It's the neighbors of Jefferson Park kicking up their heels. It's a festive summer carnival in Abbott Park. It's medieval merrymaking in Lincoln Park. Chicago's neighborhoods have a flavor all their own. And for 75 years, Scott Peterson has been part of the fun, making Polish sausage the way Chicago's neighborhoods love it. The old-fashioned way, hearty and full of flavor, neighborhood fun, and the great taste of Scott Peterson Polish sausage. Sounds like Chicago's favorite fare. Scott Peterson, the flavor of the neighborhood.
From Oak Park to Lincoln Park, from Glenwood to Lincoln Woods, Scott Peterson is the flavor of the neighborhood.
Don't forget to pick up Scott Peterson hot dogs, Polish sausage, and cold cuts at Omni Superstores for your Memorial Day cookout.
Now in other news, Terminex is the target of recent bug attacks. Let's go to our correspondent, Mort Hinkey.
Thanks, Jody. Homeowners here complain that smart bugs have actually disconnected their phones when they call Terminex, the nation's leading...
Mort?
Let's face it, bugs don't like Terminex, and who can blame them? Our technicians know just where to find pests and the latest, most effective methods of treating them.
Hello? Seems like we're having some technical difficulty with that Terminex report.
This is really beginning to bug me.
Call us. Nobody bugs bugs like Terminex.
Kathy and Judy back. We're filling in for Spike. We'll be here till 7 till the Cubs game starts. Well, there's going to be news headlines, and then the Cubs game tomorrow will be on from 3 to 7 as well. Hey, Nelson.
Hi, Judy.
Hi.
You gave the wrong information.
What would that be?
Well, when you talked about Avi Eben, he was never the Israeli prime minister. He was the foreign minister.
He was the foreign minister? He wasn't prime minister?
That's the equivalent of Secretary of State.
Pardon?
That's the equivalent of Secretary of State. He never was prime minister.
Okay, fine. I appreciate
I
that.
could understand your partner who's a shixie, but you should know better.
Well, I don't know everything about my own religion all the time, and it's really Israeli history, so I'm glad you were able to enlighten us.
Okay, glad to be of help.
And now may I say something to you?
Uh-huh.
I think you have to be careful how you use a word like that, Nelson. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I didn't mean it in a derogatory manner. I was just kidding.
Well, the delivery sounded a little that way.
I'm on a
Okay.
car phone, and I think that's why. I'm talking on a speaker on the car phone.
Ah,
wasn't
Car
derogatory.
phones make you sound more derogatory. I got it.
Nelson, that's a good one, you wacky guy. Okay, thanks for the call.
Okay, you're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Foreign minister.
Bye-bye, Nelson.
I don't know, Kath. I figure I can call you a shiksa,
Yeah.
but I don't really like
Nelson.
Nelson calling you a shiksa. I don't know. Now listen to Adelaide, because she went whitewater rafting.
Oh, cool.
Hey, Adelaide.
Hi, Judy. How
Hi.
are you?
Fine. How are you?
Well, I'm fine now, but I wasn't when I went whitewater rafting.
Really? What happened?
Well, I was 71 years old,
Uh-huh.
and we went out to Colorado to visit our daughter and decided to go whitewater rafting on the Arkansas River.
Uh-huh.
And, of course, my kids think I'm 16. So when they asked, do you guys want to just sit or do you want to paddle? Oh, my mother wouldn't be happy if she couldn't paddle. So we are the paddlers. And when you paddle on those rafts, there is nothing holding you on.
Oh.
Absolutely nothing. When
So
the
this
raft
would be a
goes-
tip not to paddle.
When you go up, the raft goes down, and there's nothing but wet, slippery rubber between you and it. And our raft hit a rock, and the three...
I don't know, Adelaide. Kathy got excited on the wet slippery rubber part. You know her. Don't start tossing that around.
Okay.
Oh,
well,
okay.
we came down a 10-foot drop, hit a rock, and like little ducks falling off rocks, the three women went into the river.
Oh, Adelaide. There goes the hair.
But you didn't get
There,
hurt, right?
definitely there goes the hair.
Adelaide, you didn't wear a rain bonnet on the white raft.
No, we were... I mean, you swallow half the river when you fall in.
And you have life jackets on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And they haul you back in and say, paddle, paddle, paddle. We can't wait. Paddle. You get back in and paddle, paddle, paddle.
Oh, I can hardly wait. I think it's
know.
fun.
And if that wasn't enough, then the next day we went to Glenwood Springs, and dummy slips on nothing and breaks her leg.
You broke your leg?
Yep.
You lived through the white water with no problem except
Lived
dampness.
through the whitewater rafting and broke my leg the next day.
How long did it take to heal if you were in your 70s?
6 weeks, 7
Really?
weeks.
Oh,
8
that's not
weeks.
so bad. That's about what it would take a younger person.
Yeah, no, it really took longer. It was in a cast 6 weeks.
Adelaide, we're going to send you something for the inside now. Okay, we're going to send you a hand-woven area rug from Matthew J. Kujan. Don't you slip on it, okay?
Oh, how wonderful.
And then one night, why don't you go out to dinner? Why don't you go to Fond du Latour? Stay on the line.
Oh, that would be so exciting. Thank you.
That's as much excitement as you need.
Yeah.
Forget the water.
That's
Okay.
as much excitement as they need
Don't
now.
slip off those wet, slippery chairs.
I better be
Okay.
careful.
Would you like her to repeat that part for you, Kath?
No, I'll just think about it when I'm
Okay.
alone.
Stay on the line, Adelaide.
careful.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
So I'm in the grocery store the other day, which is not my element. I'm a stock analyst, not a cooking expert. But I care about what my family eats. Like fresh vegetables and salads are healthy. And I choose my salad dressing like I choose my stocks. I'm a label reader and proud of it. Know what I've discovered? Many dressings like Kraft, Wishbone, 7 Seas, and Hidden Valley Ranch are manufactured by companies that are part of multinational conglomerates. They make everything from soap to cigarettes. You just don't know who they really are. I may not be a food expert, but I'd rather buy a salad dressing that's made by a salad dressing company. Like Henry's. Salad dressing is all they make. Henry's has all the flavors my family wants, and Henry's tastes great. Think about your salads. They're healthy, and you make them by hand. Don't cover them with something from a corporate portfolio.
Whether it's ranch, French, or honey mustard, pour on the Henry's, because there's nothing more important than great taste. Salad dressing is all we make. Henry's. Great taste you can't keep bottled up.
Truckloads of new 93 GMC four-door Jimmys with automatic air and anti-lock brakes for under $16,000 delivered this week only at Grosinger GMC Truck in Lincolnwood.
Hey, baby. Hey, Mama. Hey. Does that bother you? Does that happen to you? The guys shout at you when you're on the street? Joan Beck says it's a problem. We'll talk tomorrow.
Highways, byways, interstates, freeways, drive into the big red O.
Hello, and thanks for pulling into Mobile today.
Well, I needed gas, so I saw the big red O, and here I am.
I see by your plates you're a doctor.
Yes, I am.
Then I have a question for you.
Okay.
Do you know where the heart of your engine is?
I would imagine it would be near the lungs of my engine.
That's pretty funny, but actually, the cylinders are the heart of your engine, and we have something brand new at Mobile called New Super Plus that keeps your cylinders cleaner just by driving.
Driving days, driving nights, stop and go, traffic lights.
New Mobile Super Plus detergent gasoline still cleans fuel injectors and intake valves, and now also helps keep cylinders and pistons cleaner.
So, Doc, how do you keep your car healthy?
Fill up with new Mobile Super Plus.
Right.
And call me in the morning.
Now, there's some good advice.
Drive into the big red O and drive your engine clean.
Kathy and Judy back, and just, can we hear that promo for Bob's show again, please?
Hear that.
Hey, baby. Hey, mama. Hey. Does that bother you? Does that happen to you, the guys shout at you when you're on the street?
That's pretty good.
Joan Beck says it's probably.
We have a call to make here.
I think... One? Yes, we have a call to make.
What was it that struck you about that, Judy?
A certain familiarity with that. He just sounded at home. I wonder about
Sort of
that.
at one with his hey baby, hey mama.
Hello, this would be Judy and Kathy on the radio.
I've heard of you guys.
Yeah.
We just heard a promo.
Yeah.
Hey, baby.
Hey mama.
Hey, mama. Hello?
And Judy said she thought you sounded sort of at one with that. That there were
I
other...
mean, you know, it's hard to lose your roots, as it were. Or do you guys say roots?
Hey baby, hey mama.
Hey, over here, mama.
Now, just from a scientific perspective, that is something that possibly you've put out there on the streets once or maybe twice. Correct me if I'm wrong here.
Well, you usually are.
It just didn't seem like it was the first time those words ever passed your lips.
No, I do a lot of reading. I do a lot of show preparation.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just trying to get into the
You're
mood
shittered.
for
Okay.
the broadcast
Right.
tomorrow.
Because we consider you our icon of evolved guy.
Speak for yourself, Judy.
Yeah, right.
Have a good dinner.
Too late for that.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey baby, hey mama.
I'm refinancing because rates took a fall. I count on Kragen for no points at all. For refinancing, they make a house call. That's Kragen's service. With no points at all, my monthly payments just got mighty small. Thanks to Kragen Refinancing. With no points at all, the process is simple. No must, fuss, or stall. That's Kragen Refinancing. With no points at all.
Now's the time to refinance, and Kragen Federal Bank is the place. Because with Kragen, you'll pay no points at all, and you could qualify for a home equity line of credit, too. What's more, with Kragen, you'll have just one loan officer and one lending institution throughout your loan. Why, Kragen will even come to your home or office to arrange refinancing. And in case you missed the point, with no points at all.
Kragen Federal Bank for Savings is an equal housing lender. They offer no points on new mortgages as well. For current rates, do call 312-889-LOAN. And Passman Paints is your Benjamin Moore headquarters in Palatine and Lake Zurich. They're your complete decorating store. They feature free residential and commercial consultation. Yo, River Mama.
Hello.
Hi, Marge.
Hi, how are you?
Hey.
I listen to you guys every day, and this is the first time I've ever had a chance to call in. You make my job much less boring.
What's your job?
Well, I don't want to say. My boss might get a little upset with me, but I'm in the car all day.
Okay.
Anyway, the reason I called is that several weeks ago I heard you say something about you were going to go on this whitewater rafting trip,
Right.
and I actually tried to stop and call you then, but I couldn't get through. I'm offering my services. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Well, we're not really. I mean, the potential for serious injury realistically is small, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, they have to say that because there's always they always have to cover their legal butts and everything else. But my understanding is that it's just an incredible high and that it's very exciting.
Well, it's an absolutely incredible high, not only the water and being wet all day and all that kind of stuff, but the country you'll see. Can I ask where you're going?
Yes, on the Green River in Utah, Lador Canyon.
Oh, that's not such a wild river anyway.
It's not.
It's
they
beautiful.
said that everything's wild. I'm changing.
West River woman.
They said that a lot of the rivers are wilder this spring than they usually are because of the snow in the
snowpack out
mountains.
west. Yeah, I'm leaving tomorrow to go to the Grand Canyon, and I'm not quite sure what we're going to get out
See,
there.
the Grand Canyon ones were all sold out. I
Yeah,
didn't get
well.
those ahead of time. You mean I've got a wussy river?
No, you'll have a grand time. In fact, another thing I wanted to tell you is you don't have to have a real wild river to have a good time.
Oh,
We've got
I want a wild
There's
river.
a lot of places right here in the Midwest that you can go to.
Her thrilled everywhere.
I want to be scared.
Marge, how many trips have you taken?
I've been paddling canoes and kayaks and rafts for about 17 years, and I'm a grandma, and I'm working on teaching my granddaughter right now how to
that's
paddle.
great.
And I would like to make the people in Chicago aware that you can have a real good time on the rivers right here in the Midwest, and I've got a number of places and events, if you'd like to know about them, where they can, quote-unquote, get rid of their kids if they sign a waiver.
Why
don't you leave a number?
Yeah, leave a number, and Kath will get in touch with you, for a little...
Well, she won't be able to get in touch with me because I'm going to be gone until about the 7th of June, and what I'd like especially to get this one on the air because it's a local event that'll be held here in the northwest suburbs at a park district. And I
Sure.
can give you...
Toss it out.
Okay, it's called Paddling in the Park. We held at Salt Creek Park District, which is in Palatine, on June 5th and 6th. And what's happening here is the American Canoe Association is sponsoring this. And we will have canoes, kayaks, sea kayaks, Voyager canoes, dragon boats, you name it. If it floats, we'll have it there. And we'll be running clinics for the public and have the opportunity for people to come in and learn how to paddle the right way. That's the big trick in this sport is go with people who know what they're doing and learn how to do it the right way. You have no trouble if you're going with an outfitter on the raft.
Right.
I mean, those guys, the training and the schooling they have to go through is incredible.
Do you have a number for that event in
The
early
Salt
June?
Creek Park District number is 708-259-6890.
Okay, great.
Marge, thanks for the call.
One other thing, that if they want to actually do whitewater rafting in this area, South Bend Park District in South Bend, Indiana, has an artificial whitewater course.
Oh, cool.
And they do, the Park District does rent rafts there. Let's see, their course is open now. There's rafting and kayaking on Wednesday and Thursdays from 5:30 to 7:30. On Saturdays from 11 to 5, and Sundays from 1 to 5.
Do you have a number there?
Yep, that's the South Bend Park District at 219-235-9401.
Great. Thanks a lot, Marge. Have a wonderful trip.
I will. If you want any information or you want me to leave my phone
Yeah,
number
let
with
me-
the producer,
okay, we'll
I
put
don't
you
want
on
my
hold.
number on the air.
Thanks a lot. We'll put you
Okay.
on hold.
Have a grand time, Kathy.
Okay,
You will.
great.
Thank you.
Bye.
In whitewater rafting, as in traffic, you need to know what lies ahead and how to avoid it. Remember, the traffic reports you need are on WGN Radio all day, all night, and every 15 minutes during rush hour.
And we'll be right back.
Schmelz cash registers and supplies in Lincolnwood have products that make a profitable sound for their customers. They also know what makes their own cash registers ring. They use Ameritech Pages Plus, the yellow pages. Wally Pex, one of the partners, says,
The yellow pages is something that stays in the customer's place of business or their home. After a period of time, you'll throw the paper away, or throw the magazine away, or it'll get lost. But everybody knows where that book is at. We're doing at least 40% of our new sales off that book. If I lost 40% of my business, I'd be really in deep trouble. So there's no way I could really do business without the yellow pages. So, I mean, it's very, very cost-effective for us. And it's dollars well spent.
Ameritech Pages Plus is published by Dontech. Call your Dontech representative at 1-800-346-3988. We'll help you design your ad and plan your Yellow Pages budget. We make the cash registers ring for Schmaus.
Schmaus Cash Register Company, can I help you?
What can Dontech do for your business? Business booms when you do it by the book.
Customer comments on PIP printing.
As an office manager, I use PIP for everything, from layout and design to color brochures, forms, and stationery. They also do our large, complex copy jobs and produce our monthly newsletter on their desktop publishing system. They're convenient, affordable, truly a one-stop printer. With my busy schedule, that's important. I depend on PIP because when they say satisfaction guaranteed, they mean it.
PIP printing, the best business printer in the business.
Kathy and Judy sitting in for Spike. He's on vacation, and we're going to be here till about 7 o'clock. Spike will be back next week at 7. Stay tuned because we'll have news headlines and then pregame and the Cubs game versus the St. Louis Cardinals. Hi, Christina.
Hi, how are you guys?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm just fine. I just like to say you have to paddle. You do. It's so much fun.
Well, these are on rafts with several people, I think, right?
Yeah. We did that. My family and I did that about 2 years ago.
Where did you go?
We were in Glacier National Park.
See, now I'm afraid that I've got a girly trip. I'm afraid that I've got a trip that's not, like, really wild.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about it. They're all really fun, I guess.
Well, was yours really wild? What were the rapids?
They varied a lot. Some of them were very interesting, and the others were kind of wimpy.
I think Class 5 is like the scariest.
Right.
Right. Were yours 5s?
No. They were 4s were the highest. So
okay, but it was still exciting, right?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Wasn't like wussy rapids?
No.
Okay, good. Okay.
It was a lot of fun.
But you think I should paddle?
Yes, you should.
Okay, I will then.
Okay.
That's settled then. Thanks for the encouragement.
No problem.
Okay, Christina.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Now, I think you should come on one of these with me, Judy. Wouldn't you like to go whitewater rafting?
No.
Okay, fine.
Well, actually, I was going to do it last summer when we were in Colorado. We were going to sign up. We signed up, but we couldn't do it the same day. You know, you had to sign up a day ahead, and we don't like to plan that far in advance.
Yeah.
And secretly,
yeah,
I was really relieved. Now, can I ask you a hygiene question?
What? Yeah?
We just switched seats, because we just switched seats.
Right.
But you took your own earphones with you.
I always keep them on. It's not because I was afraid yours had cooties.
I thought you might think I had ear germs.
No.
And you were the one that needed the Q-tip, and I was just...
I always keep my headphones on. Remember, people make fun of me because if I, like, take a
bathroom... To go to the bathroom? With your earphones on?
I just keep because I don't want to keep messing up my hair. Because when you take them off and put them on, it keeps messing up your hair.
Don't you worry that the wire will fall in the toilet?
No. Oh, shit.
We're at Olaf's Tavern in Norway, where the fishermen from the King Oscar Bristling Sardine Company come to unwind. Tori Andreasen, what is so special about King Oscar Bristling Sardines?
Bristling, Mike, are the best tasting sardines. Frisky fighters they are. Look at this beauty I caught tonight.
Wow, that's as small as your pinky.
Any bigger, we throw it back.
So King Oscar Bristling Sardines are the smallest.
Yeah, the best. Hans Helbig over there, he caught one was the smallest ever. We mounted it behind the bar. You need a magnifying glass to see that one. Hans and Steiner Fosse discuss who caught less today.
I suppose that's where the protein and calcium from sardines comes in handy.
And all that healthy omega-3 fish oil.
Well, the bartender just served another round of drinks.
No, they only serve King Oscar Bristling Sardines here.
99 cans of sardines on the bone.
Care for a short, cool one?
King Oscar Bristling, the finest little sardines in the world.
On ladies' night, they serve them with crackers. What a bar, huh?
Bristling with excitement, Tori.
More. When you fly American Airlines from O'Hare, that's what you'll soon get. More nonstops. So many nonstops you can soon choose between a total of 17 to New York, 21 to Dallas-Fort Worth, 11 to Los Angeles, 10 to Minneapolis, 9 to Boston, and 8 to Miami and San Francisco. In fact, American and American Eagle will give you a total of nearly 500 nonstops from Chicago every business day. And with flights to 13 cities in 9 countries, American gives you more nonstops to Europe than any other airline from Chicago. It all adds up to one compelling fact. When business takes you out of town, you have more reasons than ever to do business with American. American Airlines. We mean business in Chicago.
All right.
This is my last vacation call. We're not going to bore you with any more except for Mary Beth.
Fine.
Mary Beth?
Because Mary Beth, make it interesting.
Is the Green River in Utah a girly river?
Not at all.
Oh, okay, fine.
No, it's very exciting, very exhilarating.
Is it scary and like you're really afraid when you're on it?
I was really scared.
Okay, cool. Do you like roller coasters?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay,
It's not
good.
quite, roller coastery, but it's really scary.
Okay, good. That's all I want.
Okay.
Thanks, Mary Beth.
But, I was thinking that. I was thinking there's a definite correlation between people who, like whitewater rafting. Probably not. I'm sure there are people who love it because of the scenery. I think it has more to offer. all
Well,
around
it's supposed to be quite beautiful, right? Because you're usually in canyons and stuff like that, but...
Right. Well, you know what? We like to put a theme through the show, so one of the things we're going to do is the Sun-Times was running a survey for tomorrow's paper about whether people liked Hillary's hairdo or not. So we're going to see what's going to come out.
Where we come down here? Okay.
Yeah.
Will they tell us?
I don't know.
City Desk.
Hi, it's Judy Markey. You're on WGN Radio. We're calling from radio.
Oh, hi.
Hi, who's this?
Ethel Summer Clerk.
Hi, Ethel Summer Clerk. We're happy to talk to you. Is somebody there know what happened on the morning line question about whether our readers like Hillary's hair or not? We need to talk to one of the city editors.
Okay, hold on.
Okay,
Thanks a lot.
Put Mitchell on.
Oh, he's not here. He left.
Oh, put on somebody who's mildly ornery.
We have a Mitchell on our city desk, too.
Dick Mitchell.
Oh, ours is Mitchell died.
Okay. Or Michael.
Okay, hold on.
Courts, Michael Courts. Thanks, Ethel Summer Clerk.
A little. Little Sun-Times city desk name dropping here.
Princess Summerfall.
Do they remember her?
Sure.
Apparently, she was a slut. Now, I have read things that said Princess Summer, Fall, Winter, Spring was quite the friendly girl. Oh, okay.
Thank you, Ethel.
Thanks, Ethel.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Princess
bad. What's advertising? Listen to
we
this.
listen to everyone else's. Isn't that? Let's talk about Jerry
They
Mariotti. Yeah. What do you do on your on the?
You know what this sounds like?
What do you do on the
with
Tribune
an
system?
attitude.
I don't know that we have a hold system. Because I think I think everybody's on phone mail.
Oh,
They'll
yeah?
put somebody on soon.
I don't know. They might think this is cool.
Okay.
City Desk.
Hi, it's Judy Markey. Who's this?
Gil Jimenez. How you doing, Judy?
Hi, Gil.
You're on the air.
You're on the air on WGN.
Hi, Mom.
Way to go, Gil. Now, Gil, of course, we read the Sun-Times from cover to cover every day.
Some of us do.
At least I do. Kathy O'Malley can't say the same. But the question, tomorrow's morning line is about Hillary's hair, whether our readers like Hillary's hair or not. And we know you'll be printing the first edition soon, if not as we speak, and we wanted to know how it came out.
Hang on just a second.
Thank you, Gil. Hi, Mom.
And Gil's thinking, I went into the newspaper business to cover important things. I thought I'd be covering international affairs.
Well, get a Bosnia question afterwards.
Maybe. Okay.
Wait, do you have a Bosnia question?
No.
How about this? How is it going in Bosnia? No.
That's a good one. Okay. What do you think about the situation in Bosnia? That's
Gil.
We're taking a look right now, and I'll see if I can get this information to you quicker than our competition.
When you went to journalism school, Gil, did you think this would be the kind of thing you'd be covering when you were on the city desk at the Chicago Sun-Times?
Well, actually, I was a psychology major. And,
you just want to be close up to crazy people now, right?
I kind of figured that I'd be dealing with stuff like this. Do you like Hillary's hair? Yes, 53%. No, 47%.
Who knew it would be so close?
But who knew that yes would win? Gil, tell us. You're pretty surprised, aren't you?
I'm astounded.
Well, tell us what your personal feeling is about the new hairstyle.
Well, personally, I think it would have looked a little bit better if she'd shaved the sides and gone with a mohawk.
And had Bill etched into the back.
Bill into the back, right.
Yeah.
Right, or First Lady, or the Boss, or something
That's right, or Main Babe, or something like that.
Good response, Gil. Now, the other thing is, Kathy's worried that you think we're just superficial over here, so she has another current events question for you.
I'm going to ask him. You ask him. It was your idea.
Okay. Gil. Hey, Gil. How's it going in Bosnia?
Well...
It isn't funny. We shouldn't do that. Never mind, Gil.
Bosnia's all screwed up, as you all know.
Yeah, okay,
thank you. Can I say that on the radio?
Huh?
Can I say that on the radio?
Sure, you just did.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Anyway, say goodbye to your mom.
Bye, Mom.
Bye, Gil.
Goodbye, Gil.
Bye.
Well, 53% like Hillary's hair and 47% don't. I'm really astonished.
I'm astonished that it's that close.
I thought the nose would have it.
I did too, but I thought they would have it by a mile, not by
Yeah.
6% or something like
Well,
that.
as they say in showbiz, there's no accounting for taste.
There we were in our Oldsmobile Silhouette, 200 miles into our family vacation, when boom, we were hit. Now, no one was hurt, but after scoping out the damage, somehow I knew we were no longer headed to our vacation wonderland, Aunt Mabel's house. So Dad called Oldsmobile. They sent us a tow truck and said they'd take care of any expenses up to $500 for lodging, rent a car, even meals.
24-hour roadside assistance, just one part of the Oldsmobile Edge.
The most complete commitment to owner satisfaction in the industry.
Now, a big fancy hotel can't compare to Aunt Mabel's Bavarian birdhouse collection, but we survived. And as we waved goodbye to the swimming pool, Dad said, "You know, son, there really is a car company that cares. Oldsmobile has the edge."
It's the confidence that comes standard at no extra cost with every new Oldsmobile. Call 1-800-524-EDGE for a free brochure or see your dealer for details. The Oldsmobile Edge, complete owner care from the power of intelligent engineering.
On Fairfax, there's a small house with blue and white shutters. Mr. and Mrs. Grimes live there with their children. A lot of children, 8 to be exact. After 5 daughters, Mike was hoping to finally have a son. Well, Mary obliged, having triplets, all boys. So, with a suddenly extended family, they needed a jumbo-sized house and a jumbo-sized mortgage. Around the corner is the St. Paul Federal Bank, and like most people around here, they went to St. Paul for a hassle-free mortgage. At the bank, there was always someone knowledgeable to answer their questions, Mike and Mary would explain to other parents. The mortgage process was fast, and there were never any nasty little surprises. Mike mentioned the yard at the new house was big enough for a baseball team, and with 8 kids, all they needed was another player. His wife adding quickly the only way he'd ever have a full lineup was if he had the next one.
For details on hassle-free mortgages, call St. Paul Federal Bank for savings. 1-800-321-BANK, an equal housing lender.
For those of you who are new to Kathy and Judy, it's no surprise because we're not generally in this time slot. One of the things that has evolved out of our show with the addition of the extremely talented Evelyn Holmes is a feature that we like to call Jazz Traffic Reports. Evelyn and Randy kind of devised it, I'm not sure. And Evelyn, would you like to do the Jazz Traffic Report right now? Bring everybody on?
No problem.
Thank you, hon.
If you happen to be on the expressways this late afternoon, heading out on the Edens Expressway, a little sluggish around the junction. Inbound side, still kicking into the junction. Outbound Kennedy, no more than 30 minutes out to the airport. Heavy and slow most of the way from North Avenue to Kimball. Inbound side, that inbound Kennedy.